Hello. Hello, Professor McCoy. Welcome back to Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. And it looks like, unless I'm terribly underestimating something, that this should be the final stream for this game before we move onto the sequel. So let's wrap up. We are, as we all hopefully recall, we are in the this great ancestral temple on Lehan, the Rakata homeworld, with the Star Forge up in the sky somewhere. It should be hovering above the sun, but it's not. Is that it? Oh well. Um, should be up there somewhere. And what all we have to do is a couple of minor little things left in this little temple. Oh, speaking of, stop. Couple little things left to do in this temple. Mostly deactivating the disruption field, keeping our ship here, which will also, of course, down the entire Republic fleet that is well on the way. So getting rid of that, and then off we go up to the Star Forge itself to hopefully find and rescue Bastila and destroy the Star Forge and face Revan's old apprentice Malak, Darth Malak, whatever, the guy without the jaw, and that should be it. I think, like I said, I think if I remember correctly, unless this keeps happening, I think we should be able to wrap up the stream tonight. But who knows if this keeps up? Never mind. You know what? Not worth it. Whatever's in there, we're basically at endgame right now, so it doesn't matter that much. Right, on we go. Oh well, it's okay. All right, massive door. Oh, locked. That's the entrance. Oh, we're stuck in here. This was a point of no return, wasn't it? All right, cool. Another one. I will say, for such a non-linear sort of game, this does have quite the railroad track near the end of it. Basically, as soon as you finish up and leave the third planet that you go to, for us that was Manon, that's it. That's pretty much it. You're on a fast track to the end game at that point because the Leviathan catches you. Malak grabs up Bastila. You have to go to the last planet. For us, that was Korriban. Then, as soon as you leave Korriban, you can pick up and finish any side quests anywhere but Dantooine. But, oh god, waiting for Jolie. There he is. But otherwise, that's it. Straight shot to the end game. And once you go to this system, you're stuck. And once you're stuck in this system, then you're on Lehan because you crash land. Then straight up into orbit. Right around now. Very shortly. Demolitions, I guess. Maybe that one? Demolition sensor. Hey, how about that? What's the Jin O'Haradan one do? Oh, armor. Let's see. It's 4, demolition's 4. Yeah. Were these? Is that the right one? Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. Pick up all these mines just in case we need them. Because, that's always helpful. Like I said, I don't know exactly how long the rest of the game is, but I'm fairly certain it is less than 3 hours. The only real question is whether our discussions and talking is going to get in the way of some of that. What's this do? Ooh, a Sapith crystal. Another one. I already just grabbed one of those, so it shouldn't be a thing. Should be fine. Alright. Anyway, though. On we go. What is this? This is a puzzle. I'm in solo mode. Oh, great. Oh, this is such a bad view, too. Alright, so I need to turn all of them, which means I need to go there. Oh, and I also need to... God, I hate these. These are absolutely my least favorite kind of puzzle. Especially with the view. I cannot look down. I do that, and that. This. This. And that. Ah, come on. Oh, this is the reset panel. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, maybe? Oh, no. That's not it. I can always get it with one left. Okay, reset. Reset. This is even a very simple one. I'm having a lot of trouble. Mostly because it's, like I said, I despise these puzzles. I'm awful at these puzzles. Especially with this view. This view is just killing me. Okay, no. 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 I've made it worse. Once again, we have one left. All right, reset. Maybe it's this corner. Oh, crap. What have I done? Reset. I think it's the 4. I hit the wall. Hit the corner. Okay, this is... Set. Up, up, up. Wait, what? No, guys. Guys, okay, just trample all over the thing and see what happens. I don't know. I did not intend for them to follow me. Okay, this is so irritating. Honestly, if anyone... No, solo mode needs to stay on. If anybody wants to just give me the solution to this, I'm perfectly fine with that. Okay, there's 2 left. If I do that, and then I do this... Okay. Then how about I go diagonally? Then I go diagonally. Oh, crap. What have I done? Switch that back. Okay, cool. Did I just do it? Oh, middle one. Okay. They're all off now. Crap. Okay. 1 left. This is always the problem. Always the problem. Wait a second. Okay. And 1 left. Reset. Maybe it's... Okay. I think that's it, but let's just... Gotta go across in patterns, shall we? Okay, so if I go diagonally now... Oh my god, this might do it. No, because it'll leave the middle one undone. Crap. Maybe it's this? No, it was not that. That was the opposite of right. Can I just...
No problem. Didn't work.
Impossible, okay. Okay, maybe if I do this way. No, again, that's definitely not right. Okay. Just tap that one. That'll give me the 4 corners. Okay, wait a minute. I think I got it. Wow, okay, that was really hard. That was really hard. I absolutely hate those puzzles so much. Okay, well, we're back. That was a nice little interlude of 10 full minutes of one puzzle. I apologize, everybody. You guys just had to see me do one of those puzzles in Dragon Age, didn't we? Get where, but... Welcome back, Revenant. It's been some time since you accessed my database. I was beginning to wonder if you had been terminated. You recognize me? Of course, the builders constructed me with a full range of sensory input systems to complement my fully aware and self-sufficient programming. I recognize your appearance from our last visit, which is stored in my database. However, I am detecting some significant changes in your composition since the last visit. Your neurological patterns exhibit subtle yet substantial alterations in both thought patterns and information processing. These changes have been noted and recorded in my database. I need some information. Due to my system's inability to monitor and repair themselves, you will find all the data within my archives have remained fully intact. Please choose the topic you wish information on. I'm looking for genetic data on the Rakata. I would like to return that to those people. My storage banks contain significant quantities of information on this subject, compiled through hundreds of years of research and study. Please wait while I load information into a datapad for your future reference processing. Information transfer complete. Is there anything else you require, Ribbon? Let's see. You know anything about the star maps? Star maps were built on conquered worlds as a symbol of Rakata dominance and glory. Each map showed the whole expanse of the Infinite Empire with the Star Forge at its center. When the Empire fell, the Rakata fled back to their homeworld. They sabotaged the star maps so the enslaved species could not use them to discover the Star Forge or this planet. But I used the star maps to find this place. The star maps were created with the same technology as my own self-sufficient systems. Over the millennia, the maps have been slowly rebuilding and repairing themselves. As you informed me during your last visit to this world, the star maps are still in a damaged and incomplete state. It is not impossible to locate the Star Forge, or it is not possible using a single map. However, the star maps have repaired themselves to the extent that it is possible to discover the Star Forge's location by combining bits of data from several of the maps as you did. Alright, anything else? Okay. History first. At the peak of the Infinite Empire, ruled over 500 planets and was comprised of 10 billion Rakata and over 1 trillion slaves scattered across the galaxy. 500? That's it? But the glory of the Infinite Empire was built on war and slaughter. It was inevitable it should collapse upon itself. Conflict among power-hungry warlords escalated into full civil war. Worlds were ravaged and millions of lives were lost. Sensing the weakness of their oppressors, the slaves rebelled and overthrew their masters. And then came the plague. So, again, here we have an empire that spans the galaxy with 500 planets. That's like part of a sector in the Republic. Even the current Republic. This is the very old Republic. This is 4,000 years before the original trilogy. And yet still the Republic expands through all of the slice, which is that sort of galactic east portion that is between the Perlemian trade route and the Corellian trade spine. They just kind of do one of these and carve out this very well mapped area of the galaxy with billions, literal billions of inhabited worlds, all connected to Coruscant as the capital. Plus a bunch of other civilizations even outside of that are at least mapped, if not part of the Republic. The Republic, even currently, again, this is 4,000 years before the Empire, the Republic has thousands, probably millions of planets. By the time of the prequel trilogy, the sort of Clone Wars era, there are thousands, there are millions, maybe even billions of planets in the Republic. Now, a lot of which are just small little outposts and colonies and things, but there are tons of them. The reason given for this later on, the reason given for the Rakatan Infinite Empire's relatively small size and number of planets, is because their hyperdrives are using the Force, so they can only go from Force powerful world, basically Force Nexus to Force Nexus. That's the only place they can navigate. Which, okay, makes sense, I suppose. So somewhere like Kashyyyk, with the massive trees, or pre-bombardment Tatooine. There's a lush garden world, things like that. Oh, fine, I suppose. Still, though, like that's not a lot of planets for that just amount of space. So what about the plague? Its origins were unknown, perhaps the creation of an enslaved species, perhaps a mutation of a natural virus. It killed only Rakata, and it spread to every corner of the galaxy. The Infinite Empire crumbled into dust as the few Rakata survivors fled back to their home world. All evidence of their existence was destroyed by the species they once enslaved. But even hidden here on their secret home world, they were not safe. Billions died from the deadly plague, many more died in the never-ending civil war. The history of the Rakata ended 20,000 years ago. Now they are nothing but a few scattered tribes descended from the priests and warrior castes, still waging our never-ending civil war. Neat. I think this is the canonical explanation, but it's at least a sort of leading theory, is that the Celestials are the ones that manufactured this plague from they exist as one with the Force, and so they made this plague to stop the Rakata, who were a dark side empire of slavers. Also, as sort of revenge, because the Rakata are drove back celestial civilization or empire, depending on who you ask. So, there you go. It's like I said, the prehistory of the Star Wars galaxy is fascinating to me. Honestly, the prehistory of most fantasy settings is fascinating to me. It's fantasy, sci-fi, anywhere in between. I love the lore of the first age of Middle Earth, Beleriand, and all that. The War of Wrath with Morgoth, fantastic, love it, great stuff. Some of my favorite Tolkien content. I love the ancient history of Dungeons and Dragons. So the human empire of Netheril, the ancient, or that is Forgotten Realms, they were in that setting, and the ancient Elven and Dwarven empires before that, all that stuff. All really, really cool stuff that I've been looking into, talking about a lot lately, whether that's on stream or just kind of chatting with people. Because one, we have the Rings of Power coming soon, which again, like I said, I'm not going to watch because it looks atrocious. But it's about the Second Age, so there's some backstory type interesting lore stuff. Of course, they're butchering the lore and changing things around and condensing history and doing all of the things that I would love for them not to do, but whatever. So that has at least brought up the subject for me, as well as there's been some stuff. I've been thinking through a lot of this stuff for Dungeons and Dragons for one of the games I'm running as well, because the history of the ancient history is becoming relevant to a couple of things. The ancient ruins and whatnot. Let's see. Tell me about the Starforge. The Starforge was constructed during the apex of the Infinite Empire's power. A true technological marvel, it is an enormous space station that serves as both factory and battle dreadnought. The Starforge can produce immense fleets with a minimum of time and resources. In addition, the Starforge also shares much of the same technology used in my own construction. In many ways, the Starforge is like a living entity. It feeds, it hunkers, it draws on the energy flowing through all living things, what you call the Force the last time you were here. This ability to feed and consume the living energy of the Force is the key to the Starforge's power, but ultimately, it was also what led to the destruction of the Infinite Empire. What do you mean? The Rakata are by nature a cruel and savage species. The Starforge fueled itself with the hatred inherent in its own creators, and in doing so, it accentuated those traits within the builders. In your terminology, the Starforge is a tool of the dark side. It corrupts those who use it so that they can generate greater and greater amounts of negative energy to fuel itself. The builders thought they were strong enough to control this effect, but they were wrong. They became victims of their own creation, and eventually their hatred turned them against each other. Civil war destroyed the Infinite Empire, a lesson to remember. Only one who is immensely strong in mind and will can harness the power of the Starforge without suffering a similar fate. So, yes, they are currently suffering a similar fate. This led to the Jedi Civil War. Revan and Malak falling to the dark side led to the Jedi Civil War led to a split between Revan and Malak, leading to Revan's death. Now coming back. It's a One Ring situation, really. It is evil. Is an evil thing created by and sustained by and filled with evil and power, strictly speaking. The prolonged use of which not only leads to the ordinary temptations of power, but also feeds on the corruption of the user. So there is an incentive to be more and more corrupt. It's a nasty, nasty dark side trap. I know that wasn't its intention exactly, but it sure as hell worked as one. How can I get to the upper levels of the... let's ask this. How can I shut off the disruptor field around this planet? The disruptor field was constructed as the Starforge's primary defense against enemy attack and can only be deactivated from the upper levels of the temple. Okay, how can I get to the upper levels? My systems control the doors to the upper levels, allowing only those who are worthy of the Rakata legacy to pass. Last time you were here, Revan, I unsealed the doors for you. However, subtle neurological changes I detected in you earlier likely caused a failure in the recognition system that would have opened the doors for you. I have updated my databases to recognize the new configuration in your mind, Revan. The doors to the upper levels will once again open for you. Alright, thank you. As you wish, please return if you find yourself in need of the information stored within my database. Okay, let's go up. Quicker. Oh, wait, wrong way. We already went through here. Up we go. Back we go. Back the way we came. Loop all the way around. What? Oh, oops. Wasn't looking where I was going. All right, loop all the way around, and let's go take the way up instead of down this time. That is that door that was locked, I believe. This one. Oh, hi. Couldn't see there. Take care of. This is a cool layout. Kind of like it. Nothing. Stuff. Okay, not bad, not bad. Another point of no return. Oh, hey, here we go. We're up here. And... uh-oh. Reunion time.
Revan, I knew you'd come for me. Malak thought you might be afraid to enter the temple again, but he doesn't know you like I do. Not anymore. Not since you've changed.
Quickly, Bastila, come with us. We have to escape before Malak arrives.
Escape? You don't understand. I have sworn allegiance to Lord Malak and the Sith. I am no longer a pawn of the Jedi Council.
No, Bastila, don't go over to the dark side.
You say that as if the dark side is some terrible entity. The Jedi Council has brainwashed you like all the others, like they once did with me. They speak of the dark side as if it is something to be feared.
That they're so cringe.
In reality, their only goal is to manipulate those who are strong in the Force. The fear of the dark side is a tool to maintain control. Why do you think the Jedi forbid you and Malak from joining the Mandalorian Wars? They knew you would realize your true potential and break free of their domination. Malak has shown me how the Jedi Council have been using me the same way they once tried to use you. They've been holding me back because they knew one day I would surpass them all.
So first of all, this is very top-level Nietzschean. This is very Nietzschean will to power, but as sort of filtered through... oh, gosh. The kind of... I would attribute it to something like New Atheism, because they use a lot of this rhetoric in terms of, no, they want to keep people... the religion wants to keep people dumb and sedated so they don't realize their own potential, that kind of thing. But also, this game came out in 2001 or 2, something like that, which was really before the New Atheism really came to a head in like 2007, 8, 9. That's that sort of era, that sort of period. So this was cutting edge, kind of edgy at the time. Now it kind of is. It rings a little hollow. Maybe just to me. Maybe there is something to this for maybe this appeals to a lot of people more so. But man, it's from what I can tell, it's she got very flipped upside down here. Rather than, let me put it this way. Let me try and think this all through. By the Sith, Malak in particular, by convincing her that she was being contained and constrained by the Jedi, what he is doing is essentially containing and restraining her to his own will and the will of the dark side. It seems like it's a sort of cult tactic, which it really is. I mean, the Sith are basically, functionally, they're a cult. They recruit like one, they train like one, they attrition like one. And so he relied on this form of inversion, sort of symbolic inversion, I'd say. By showing Bastila the false idea that the light side is this kind of restrictive framework to keep one down, which you'll find very familiar for sort of post-structuralist kind of thought processes. By convincing her that that is the case of the light side, she's blinded to the actual fact that's how the dark side operates. And so she gets suckered into it and becomes a servant rather than a master. She sees the potential to be a master of the dark side, but instead, by losing out on the light side, she becomes not a master of the dark, but a servant of it. And loses not only her soul, herself, her virtue, but also her freedom. That is what she was seeking. Or at least that's what she was convinced to try to seek by Malak. It's a cool trick to be able to convince somebody to seek something out, something that they already have but think they're missing, and to seek it out in a way that they actually lose it. It's a nasty lure of the dark side of in Star Wars in this context, but also more broadly speaking in real life, the allure of power, nation, of control over others, of seeking to exercise control over others. Because here's the thing: if you try and exercise control over others, there's a very good chance, there's almost no chance, let's say, that you will actually successfully do so. If your method is power to exercise control over others, there's a much higher chance that you will simply be the one controlled. If instead you reject that possibility and step outside that system of command, control, power over others, and act for the good, for something that is above and beyond oneself, that is freedom. And we see this as far back in the history of philosophy as Plato. We also see it today in any right-leaning political theory. Right? And by right-leaning, that's a misnomer. Any political quadrant-wise, bottom-right political theory. Any sort of right libertarian theory, for whom liberty, freedom, is the goal, but not by destroying and deconstructing hierarchies, structural hierarchies. Because structural hierarchies exist, there's nothing wrong with them innately. But by eliminating the political means, to use Oppenheimer's distinction, that is the use of violence to organize society, by eliminating the political means as an option for oneself and for others that one associates with. And so, by doing so, you free yourself by allowing others to be free, rather than making yourself a slave by trying to enslave others, and almost inevitably failing. It's certainly failing in the long term, even if you succeed in the very, very short term. It's not too late, Bastila. You still turn away from the dark side.
I resisted it first. I endured the Sith torments with the passionless serenity of a true Jedi, emptying my mind. But after a week of endless tortures, I finally saw the truth. Malak forced me to acknowledge my anger and pain. He showed me the liberating power of these emotions. Then he made me see how the Jedi Council has denied me what is mine by right. The Jedi Council gladly used my battle meditation in their wars, but they still treated me like a child, like an inferior. They were jealous of my power, of what I could become. They wanted me to bow and call them master and follow their code and obey their every order. But all the while they were exploiting my battle meditation for their own use.
First of all, yes, she's lured in by Sith lies. Yes, the Jedi contained her power to a degree, because that's how you train something. That's how you train yourself. Think about it. If you're working out, what are you doing? You're imposing limitations upon yourself, such that you can gradually overcome them in a controlled manner. Right? Imposing limitations upon yourself, like holding on to weights that you are trying to lift. Right? Yeah, you can lift as much as you want, you can exercise as much as you want, but if you're not going to do it with difficulty, if you're not going to allow yourself to be constrained by these limitations imposed upon me by dumbbells, then you're just going to be doing this over and over again with nothing holding you back. And man, you're going to feel powerful, because you're going to be able to do like thousands of reps of this but you will accomplish nothing. Because those limitations are significant. They're important. They get you. That's what gets you where you're trying to go. That's what gets you past those limitations, rather than what's limiting you. And then further, right? We see here that this was. It's funny. She says that she was denied what should have been her right. Well, we hear that a lot, first of all. But second of all, in this particular context, we hear that from political adjutants. But in this particular context, it seems like what she's saying is she was denied access to powerful negative emotion, to the irascible passions, anger, fear, pain, suffering. Or, sorry, let me get it in order. Fear leads to anger, leads to hate, leads to suffering. All of those things, the dark side of the Force are they, those were denied to her by the Jedi. Well, of course they were. Those are not good things. Now, it's a little harder to see, but neither are power. Power is also not a good thing. Neither is attachment, at least understood as jealousy. And so, we have is someone who by being horrifyingly tortured for a week, which is a hell of a long time, she's manipulated into thinking that the only thing that she can control, which is her reaction to the torture, is something which she should grab hold of and give into the horror of the situation, because that's something that she can choose to do, and that's a modicum of power. It's a very brutal and a very inelegant manipulation tactic, but there is an elegance to it, which is that offering up of a little bit of power and control to give a taste of that sort of thing, and so to accept that kind of thing as one's goal. And that's what we have. That's what we've seen happen. And be lured in by these Sith lies, Bastila.
Lies? You were the one living a lie, Revan. The Jedi Council made you into something you are not. They programmed you to be their slave. You used to be Revan, Master of the Sith, but no longer. You were simply a pawn of the Jedi Council in the Republic they serve, like I was, until Malak freed me from their shackles. A pity the power you once had is so diluted in you. You could have been as strong as I am now. Stronger even, but that will never happen now. With the power of the Starforge, Malak will destroy the Republic and conquer the galaxy. And I will be the apprentice at his side, after I prove my worth by killing you.
So we notice here that even in this quest for power, above all else, she acknowledges, because she has no option but to acknowledge, she acknowledges that let's do that. Do I have force immunity? I don't, do I? You do. Yeah, I need to do that first. And whirlwind. Reach. Affliction. Affliction. Storm. And attacks. And wait, no. Storm. Anyway, basis. Yeah. Anyway, a couple of rounds play out. Ooh, jeez. It's hard to see these. Anyway, she is very Okay, good. There we go.
You were stronger than I would have thought possible after what the Jedi Council did to you. Seems that Malak was wrong. The power of the dark side is not lost to you after all, Revan.
That's not the dark side, Bastila. It's like she sees. It's like she's almost capable of seeing the fault of her thinking, but will not do so. She's refusing to see. She is still holding to this delusion that it's the dark side that allows this kind of a power. It's not. It's not exclusively dark side. Like I was talking about this last week, and particularly in the context of Grey Jedi and their sort of incoherency, that there is power to the dark side. It is quicker. It is easier, but it's also self-destructive. And it's not like the light side is less powerful, innately less powerful. It certainly isn't. It is just as powerful. It's just that it is more difficult. And it doesn't have immediate rewards in the way that the dark side does. But it also doesn't come with this need for submission. Because a hierarchy constructed purely on power, which is what the Sith is, fundamentally, is necessarily going to be domineering, and is therefore necessarily going to be one, self-destructive, like we were talking about last week as well. That the Sith will necessarily betray one another, but then also, for everybody but the person at the top, they'll be slaves. And for the person at the top, they will be slaves to the maintenance of their power. There will be nothing that they can do aside from maintain their power, and they will have, first of all, no equals, no comrades or confederates, no one on their level, no friends, in short. But then also, they will be in constant fear of being overthrown. Anyone who gains power fears to lose it, like the Emperor said very rightly. I draw my power from the light now, Bastila. He needs to see that.
You can deny what you are, Revan, but you're only fooling yourself. I know the truth. I have seen the shadows inside your mind. Remember? I was there when you nearly died in the trap set by the Jedi Council. I used the Force to preserve your life, Revan. We are forever linked by my actions on that bridge.
That is how I know you will come back to the light.
These are not your true feelings, Revan. You're speaking as a tool of the Jedi Council, as I once did. But now I see how the Jedi used us both. The Council tried to exploit the bond between us. They hoped I would draw out your memories to lead them to the Star Forge. We were slaves to their will, like all who follow the Jedi Code. But in our shared visions of the star maps, I also felt the so-called taint within you. I resisted it at first, but now I embrace the power of the dark side. Your dark side.
Oof. First of all, the Council is dead. If she's right, and that this is the whole Jedi Code, is a means of keeping people contained, keeping people under the thumb of the Jedi Council. In other words, if the Jedi worked like the Sith actually do in practice, as a hierarchy purely of power, then we'd be at the top of it right now. Now that is, of course, ignoring Coruscant, the rest of the Republic. It's just talking about Dantooine and that particular Jedi Enclave, but still, assuming that, then, man, we are at the top of the hierarchy with the head having been chopped off previously, with a new head. So it seems like if we're using dark side logic, if we're using Sith logic here, if we're using the logic of domination and power per se, then the problem has solved itself, or at least Malak has solved it for us, but that's obviously not the case. The case is more ideological than that. It's more about the path one takes towards ability, power in the broader sense, the ability to do things, to get things done. Strength in the Force, let's say. But then the other part of this, the rough part, the emotional gut punch part of this, is felt that taint within you. I resisted it at first, but now I embrace the power of the dark side. Your dark side. That is accusatory. That is what she was saying all along, to an extent, is that through this bond that they share connection through the Force, and that Revan's, Revan, whatever, his temptation to the dark side, and this power that he has within him, is itself a temptation for Bastila. It's a potentially corrupting force for her. She was warning about this, and she was apparently right about it, but at the same time, not quite, because it did take them being separated, and it took the direct influence of Darth Malak for her to fall. So this is a lie based on a tiny kernel of truth. That tiny kernel of truth makes it hurt. I'll say as well, when I first played this game, I didn't play it when it came out. I played this in college, like maybe 2010 or 11. I think 2011, something like that. This was I hadn't played a lot of like character-based RPGs, and man, this back and forth, this turn and about face with Bastila, like really hit hard. As the first time I played this, I'd gotten incredibly into the character. And man, it is rough, because this is really, I think, very well written. Assuming that we're okay with the whole the dark side is mustache-twirlingly, hilariously evil and kind of a little bit too edgy. Assuming we're okay with that part, and that's what they're going for, which I think they are. This is great. This is incredibly well written, especially the back and forth and the sort of emotional sparring between. Learn from my mistakes. It's not too late to come back to the light.
Mistakes? No, Revan. The only mistake you are making is the one you are making now. You deny yourself the power that is yours by right. Only now do I realize how strong you are. You deserve to be the true master of the Sith, not Malak. I see this now. Together we can destroy your old apprentice. Join with me and reclaim your lost identity.
I'm not Revan anymore. Don't even remember those days.
Your mind was too badly damaged to ever fully restore your memories, Revan. But your power, your strength of will, the essence of who and what you are, these things still remain. Once, long ago, you defied the Jedi Council, freeing yourself from their control. You claimed your rightful title of Dark Lord of the Sith. Together we can defeat Malak and take back what is yours.
That's ironic. That's very ironic. Mostly because it is absolutely not his rightful title. Claimed the title of Dark Lord of the Sith after having not found any Sith whatsoever, and just said, I'm a Darksider now. I'm the Lord of the Sith, because I'm stronger than my apprentice in particular. We especially find this out later on, particularly in SOTOR, in the Old Republic, the MMO. When we start encountering things like, well, first of all, the Sith Empire. The Sith Emperor, who was alive at this time. He's basically made himself immortal. Just drawing on the dark side to fuel his body, basically, that sort of thing. And yeah, it's the Sith Empire was out there at this point. It's just that Revan Malak's empire was a kind of imitation of that. It's a thing doing its own thing, just sort of based on what they understand this ideology to be, without any actual historical continuity with the Sith Empire as it exists and as it existed in the past. So no, it was far from the rightful title of Dark Lord of the Sith. No. The Dark Lord of the Sith is right now on Dromund Kaas. His name is Vitiate. Revan will meet him someday. Turn away from this path, Bastila. The dark side leads only to destruction.
Bastila, it is not too late for you to be saved. The teachings of the Jedi can lead you from the dark side back into the light and the true understanding of the Force.
You are beneath my contempt,
You would know,
Johnny. When you felt the power of the dark side, you fled to a cave like some cowering animal. You know nothing of the Force or its true potential. But you, Revan, the power power of the dark side is yours to command. You can use it to destroy Malak. With my help, you could rule over the entire galaxy.
I'm waiting for Jolie to give his 2 cents here, because, you know, he left the whole thing out of love, and it turned out well, but also poorly in different ways for him because of the Civil War. The Dark Lord Revan is dead. I'm a servant of the light now.
You were a pathetic fool, Revan. Together we could have defeated Malak and ruled over an empire. But now, I will be at Lord Malak's side instead. You will be crushed with the Republic and all the fools who bow down to the Jedi Council. No one can stand against the power of the Starforge and the Sith fleet.
Bizarre ship. Utterly bizarre ship. Light side points gained. Yeah, I bet. Let's see. We're not all the way. We're not at maxed out light side even. Oh, alright. Well, let's level up everybody else, because they gained some levels. What's he got? Saber throw? Nah. Let's go with sure. Honey. Awareness and great injury. Plague. Yeah, plague. Hey, Wizgood! Welcome and hello. We've just fought Bastila for the first time. We had our first fight. Which is of course something that let's go to the Starforge again? Yeah, Starforge. And also Bastila. Those things. We need to shut down the disruptor field. We did not quite save her yet. We had our first heart-wrenching conversation just now. Here, underneath the... Wow, moon? I can't see that. It drives me insane that you cannot look up or down in this game. You can only rotate the camera sideways. Anyway, we did not save her just yet. We still need to go up on... We actually need to get to the Starforge. And there's a second encounter with her. And I've said before that... shut down the disruptor. Shut down the energy shields? Should I do that? I guess. Okay. Now we just gotta go. We gotta leave. I said this before, that, Jolie had a point. That the only way to save Bastila, which is basically, it's the canon ending, is doing Force stuff through the power of love. You know, that thing that we're not supposed to do as Jedi. But is the only way to achieve the canon light side ending of this game is to be in love with Bastila such that you can pull her back away from the dark side. Without that, the only chance, the only option is to kill her. But she has fallen too far and cannot be recovered. Unless you, dear Revan, are there to bring her back to the light. Which is, I think, which is a great little subversion of some of what's this?
For Mandalore!
What? Excuse me? What are you doing here?
Not this again! Take that!
Okay, what's going on here? Like,
That!
okay, that was nightmarish. Those are some nasty grenades.
Yes?
Alright, so, WizKid says, oh, I have a class ethics question for you. There's this cute girl who keeps responding to my discussion boards, and I'd like to direct message her. How is
What
this
is
an
it?
ethics question? Is this an ethics question? Sorry, he continues, but we don't have any Zoom meetings or anything. I don't know if it's a good idea to email her directly. How is this an ethics question? This sounds like a dating advice suggestion. Also, man, I don't know. Erica says, don't, she'll hit you with a Title 9 or whatever faster than you can say hello. I mean, yeah, there's a real possibility of that sort of thing. Head to settlement? Yeah, this is the way, right? Yeah, there's a real possibility of that thing, that it'll be constituted as harassment. But I mean, but maybe not. But I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm not one to navigate online environments in that way. I don't know, man. Like, have you seen each other in person? Don't want to get the relationship police. I'd be worried about the police in our current year. I'm just saying. I mean, the other thing, like, okay, so from a real standpoint, from a um, from a non-paranoid, maybe justifiably paranoid, but from a non-paranoid standpoint, have you met in person? Is this a class that you have any in-person meetings or not at all? Because if it's not at all, then man, I don't know where the lines are. I just don't know where the lines are when it comes to digital interactions like this. I really don't. And I kind of hate that. No, so it's completely, it's completely online and stuff. Okay, yeah, man, I don't know what to tell you. Wish I did. Wish I did. Oh man, it's asynchronous too. Okay, yeah, that's worse. Oof. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I'd like to say, hey, maybe I would have reached out or something at some point, like back in my day or something. But first of all, my day was 10 years ago. Second of all, more than that. Second of all, I probably wouldn't have because I was awkward too. And then third of all, I live in a very different world, and I never did an online class, so I really don't know. Especially nothing asynchronous like that. Man, I wish I knew what to tell you. It says, I mean, maybe, but the way she talks on DBs discussion boards. Okay, this is autistic as I do. She really seems to enjoy engaging with me, so maybe she's cool with it. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, oh, man, I want to say yes, but I also don't want to like worst case scenario get you in trouble. I mean, like here's the thing. Back in my day, if I were to say, "Hey, what's the worst that could happen?" Back in my day, the worst that could happen is she just stops talking to you because it's asynchronous, and that's how people interacted online. Is they're just like, "Oh, okay, not gonna do anything about. I'm gonna completely ignore you and avoid you entirely from now on to forever." That's all. Worst case scenario is you get either rejected or ghosted. But now, who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? I don't know. I sure don't know. This kid says, yeah, neither do I. The last girl I had a thing for was in synchronous class with Zoom meetings, though like I knew who she was beforehand. This is all anonymous for all intents and purposes. Yeah. I don't know. Do you even know if like she's local at all? Because that's a thing. Is there a, again, I don't know, I don't even know how this works these days. Is there a way of like reaching out to her on social media? Yo, you're in my class. That thing you said, it was cool. Something like that. I don't know. Maybe. Email seems weird. Email seems weird to me. That would have been overly formal even back in my day. So maybe not. Wizkid says, see, that's the thing I resent the most about online classes. I don't get to properly interact with my peers, and there's always a threat of getting screwed over or worse. Yeah, I know. Uh-huh. Yes, it's inhuman. Yeah, it's inhuman. It's not a university. It's not a university experience. It is not a university. Even, really. It's not a community. A university is first and foremost a community of scholars. That's not what this is. That's not what all this online stuff is. It says, I have no idea. I can't find anything about her online. No Facebook. I don't have Instagram or anything like that. Yeah, and I don't know how you would even find somebody on Instagram if that... I mean, looking somebody up by name is reliable enough on Facebook, but just Facebook. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe? Look, I really want to tell you to give it a shot. I really do. But I also understand your caution. When the class is over, maybe, I don't know. Or basically over. I also don't know when this semester ends. Because I don't know, she's pretty formal in her post. Like, she addresses everyone as Mr. and Mrs. X, or Mr. and Miss X. So maybe formal school email would work. Maybe. That could also, though, mean a kind of distance from those sorts of things. So I'm being a downer here, but bringing up alternatives. Hey, I don't know. I maybe say try it. I'd say try it, but again, I would say try it, except for I'm hyper cautious about inappropriate interactions and such, and especially that's coming from a teacher end. Like, I don't use, now from a professional standpoint, I don't use professional scholarly communications for personal stuff. I don't do that. Although, I mean, to be fair, I use my university Zoom account, or I did use my university Zoom account to play D&D for 2 years. So there's that. But yeah, with a bunch of colleagues, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, Erica says she wouldn't. Yeah, I get it. I can see why not. I wish I could give you a straight answer. I really do. But man, I don't know what the hell this world is right now. Oh, hopefully just right now, and hopefully this is a very short-lived thing. But God, I've been saying that for 2.5 years. It says, see, with the last girl who I'm also still friends with, because of course I am. Well, that's good. We had Zoom meetings, and I could DM her privately and exchange info, but there's nothing like that here. Yeah. Yeah, formal school email is pretty formal. Is almost weirdly formal, but it might also be the only option, and that might mitigate things. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I found some data on the genetic structure of your species. They're trying to basically, so the Ricotta here are basically trying to genetically engineer the Force back into their species. Erica says, if somebody randomly emailed me from one of my classes I'd never met in person and asked me out, I'd personally probably just decline. I literally do not trust other women to be the same. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know what you know about her either. That's the other thing. You have. Thank you, Revan. This data will aid us greatly in our research. You have done our people a great service here, Revan, but your destiny lies elsewhere. May the blessings of the elders go with you. Hooray! They're also experimenting on their own species. That's cool. I mean, to be fair, we experiment on our own species as well, but usually when we do it, it's a war crime. When they do it, it's, well, still a war crime. But no one's going to call them on it. You are back, Revan. When you refused to enter the temple alone, we feared you would betray us again. We did not expect you to return. What did you find? Did you find what you were looking for inside the temple? Did you discover the secrets to destroy the Starforge? Not exactly. I have to go to the Starforge to stop Malak. Did we wish you luck, Revan? For far too long we have kept ourselves hidden away on this lonely world, hoping to keep the Starforge from unleashing its evil upon the rest of the galaxy. Perhaps once the Starforge is destroyed, it will be time for us to leave this world, to rejoin the galaxy we've isolated ourselves from for so long. Yeah, Erica says, especially in today's climate and girls freaking out just to get people in trouble. Yeah, I mean, that comes down to an issue of trust. Do you know this girl enough to trust her or not to be like that? And if you don't know her to be not like that, then you don't know if you even want to associate with her or not. Because people who are like that are not people to associate with, quite frankly. But if you do trust her well enough not to be that kind of a person, then maybe. This kid says, I wouldn't be so forward, because I'm not completely stupid. That's true. You know the meme where the hot guy asking somebody out, again, this is an in person in the office meme, is seen as dreamy, but the weird guy from IT asking the girl out in the exact same way is seen as creepy and calls HR. Well, that's the thing is, and also I will mention this as well, is that modern campus norms, official norms being taught by campuses, are that whether or not something is harassment or maybe even assault, depends on the campus, entirely depends on whether it receives a yes or a no retroactively, which is horrifying. That's just obviously wrong. Any perspective, any reasonable perspective, that's obviously wrong. Anyway, sorry I cut you off. The rest of that sentence was, but ideally I would just be like, hey, you're cool, let's be friends IRL, and go from there. But like I said, I'm very trouble avoidant now. I get it, but that's the other thing too, is nothing ventured, nothing gained. And I know I have a problem with risk aversion. I'm very conservative temperamentally, and it leads to problems sometimes. And it's the kind of thing that I want to steer away from, and I think that so I'm inclined to give advice contrary to those inclinations, those overly conservative, cautious inclinations, because it's the kind of thing that I try desperately to avoid, and still don't a lot of the time. I'm still very conflict avoidant. I'm still very overly cautious. Still very, very averse to change, but still I try desperately to train myself away from that. It's the kind of advice that I usually gravitate towards, so keep that in mind. Well, just keeping in mind what I have to say and whatnot. So Wiskid continues, the main issue is I don't have any avenues with which to assess her trustworthiness aside from context clues in what is really public assignments. So I'm at an impasse. If it's an ethics course, that helps. Based on answers to discussion questions in an ethics course, you should be able to at least assess whether she's a monstrous, horrible individual or not. At least to a some degree. Look, I've used ethics classes as... not actually. Didn't actually turn out this way, but... I have at least mentally used student responses in ethics classes to judge whether someone would be an acceptable babysitter or not. Again, this has all been hypothetical because then the world shut down, but aside from that, you can actually tell these things. An ethics class, if it's taken at least even the least bit seriously, you can actually get some information about somebody and their moral character from answers and that sort of things. I'm sure the galaxy will welcome you with open arms. At least I hope. We must go now, Revan. The Starforge feeds the power of your old apprentice. If you do not stop him soon, he will become too powerful for even you to stop. Alright, let's go. Man, I tell you, it's a weird world, and not in a good way. There are good things about stuff being weird, sometimes. the strangeness of the world can open opportunities in some cases. Like, I mean, for example, I wouldn't be doing this right now if the government hadn't locked us in our homes for, here it wasn't that long, a couple of months, but for you it was like a year or two. For some people it was worse, even longer than that. And so, there are opportunities to be found in strangeness and change. But at the same time, it's definitely a change. Overall, it's without a doubt a change for the worse. It's an obvious just would the term be deconstruction or destruction? Or is there a difference? I'm just gonna say deconstruction because it's a careful and methodical process. But it's a direct deconstruction of community. Hi everyone, I'm back. It says it's evolutionary psychology. From what I've seen, she seems pretty interesting. She's like she has like 9 siblings, so I wouldn't be surprised if she has some sort of religion, but still impossible to say. Or at least her parents do.
What happened inside that temple?
Bastila has fallen to the dark side. She fled to the Starforge.
The dark side? Bastila? No! No! How could that happen?
She was always in danger of being seduced by the dark side, Karth. Bastila was strong, but she was always impatient and headstrong. Malak preyed upon her weakness. This planet is a tainted place. The Starforge and the Temple have twisted the Force into an instrument of evil, just as Malak has twisted Bastila into a servant of the Sith.
You can... Well, wait a minute. Can't help but feel this is partly my fault. Yes, let's go dark with this.
In the end, we
Not
all
dark side,
choose
dark.
our own path. But keep in mind the role that you played in her downfall. You and the task assigned to her by the Jedi Council.
Oh,
Remember
Jolie,
the bond
that's
that
rough.
was forged between you when she rekindled the spark that was your life. Through that bond, she touched your memories, and also the echo of the dark taint within you.
But there's still hope for her, right? I mean, Revan rejected the dark
That's
side,
rough.
so Bastila could too, right? We still might be able to save her.
This kid says it was pretty much 2 years. This is the first year since 2019 we had our annual Bologna Festival. The reason is because of lockdowns. Yeah. God, anything that stops the Bologna Festival is obviously of Satan. Not that I have any at all perspective on what the hell that even means, but it sounds cool. Oh, actually, yeah. Speaking of, tell me about the Bologna Festival. I'm super curious about this. That sounds awesome. We can try, and we will.
I don't know what fate awaits us, but I sense Bastila still
Using
has
my
a role
Randon
to play
voice
in the
for-
events to come. I have no doubt she will be waiting for us on the Starforge.
No
Yeah.
doubt. But let's go then before she has time to organize a bigger welcoming committee.
Indeed. All right. I want to talk one more time to Joey to see if he has anything else to say. He might. Wait, what? Where is he? There he is. Oh gosh, everyone's gathered round the middle here. You should come next year and visit. You can come and do Michigan things. I'm tempted. I'm tempted by such things, but I hate flying. I've hated flying since like 9/11, since your whole life basically. I used to love flying. When I was a kid, I loved flying. I loved airplanes, loved going up in the sky, loved everything about it. And then it just started to suck. Because honestly, I don't expect flying to ever to go back to 2019 normal, just like it never went back to 2000 normal. So, man, I do not want to get on an airplane. If I'm even legally allowed to, with the whole, the thing. I'm allowed in your state with the thing. But yeah, man, I will say, as much as I hate the weather intensely, I love it here in Florida. I love Florida. Everything but the weather about this place is top-notch. Amazing. I'd like a mountain or two, maybe. That'd be kind of cool. I'd love for it to be half as many degrees all the time, but otherwise, oh, love it here. Whiskey says it's 3 days of baloney-themed activities. Downtown gets blocked off. We have different events depending on the day. Friday is pretty quiet. We crown Baloney King and Queen. Oh my god, that's so cool. Oh, that's great. Our town has a blueberry festival, annual blueberry festival. We only skipped the 1 year. We only skipped 2020, and that's because it was in, I think, March or April. So that was it. Then it's been just all on board, no problem. And then the town right nearby us, where that great Mexican place I keep mentioning is, they have a kumquat festival. Kumquats grow here like weeds. Well, they're trees, but you get the point. Also, on a related note, speaking of that Mexican place, I was making barbacoa for tacos on Tuesday, and last Tuesday, in case anybody doesn't know this, cut my thumb off, at least the tip of it. Well, yeah. Then once we had it treated and stuff, the bottom layer of gauze kind of became part of the scab. So now that's part of the scab. I'm fine now. Everything's fine. I have partial use of my thumb. I just can't poke stuff with it. But otherwise it's good. Good. Eric asks if you have a nearby theme park. Good point. Do a ring toss, have an eating competition, do other assorted festival type things. Is the ring toss bologna themed? Like, are you tossing rings onto bolognas, or are you taking bologna rings and tossing them on bottles? It better be one or the other, or I feel like I'm being ripped off. Saturday is the parade and the epic water gun battle between the kids and the fire department. Oh my god, that's awesome. I love it. Sunday is the car show, and the Boy Scouts, my former troop, are in charge of. Cool. In charge of the car show, or in charge of that sentence continues?
Got something on your mind, do you?
I do. What do you know about the Sith?
Bad men. Women too, to be fair.
Yes and no as to the theme park. We have a little splash pad, like half-hour away. My area is very rural. Need to go more north for more touristy things. Oh, okay. Yeah, we got little parks and stuff, that sort of thing. Yeah. I don't like rural. Rural's nice. Are you in the Mitten or the Upper Peninsula? I forget. I'm not in the mood to play games.
Who's playing games? Ask the next Sith you see if they're bad, and they'll set you straight.
Wait, really? Okay, WizKid says we toss literal bologna rings and see who can throw it the furthest. Also, there's outhouse races. Okay, I really hope you're telling the truth about the first one, and I really hope the second one doesn't mean see who can poop the fastest. Yeah. Always visit Frankenmouth, an hour away, give or take. I don't know what that is, but okay. See, that's the other thing about Florida, because it's so narrow and long, and we're sort of like, so here's Florida, like, what tilts, I guess, this way, camera perspective. We're like right there. Yeah, right there. If that's the tip of Florida, this is the top of Florida. We're like right here, right there. So laterally, it maybe takes 3 hours to go from coast to coast, maybe 4, depending on where you go. But, you live in the thumb. I see. Okay. But yeah, you can go across Florida pretty quickly, so you can get to a beach easy, and most of the touristy stuff is on the coast. So yeah, it's great traveling. It's easy to find somewhere that's in the middle of nowhere, but is very close to somewhere in Florida. It's nice. That part about it is another thing I just love about this place. Because we live up in the middle of nowhere, but it's a half an hour to get to a bunch of different cool places. It's an hour to get to Tampa or Orlando, and a little less than that to get to Weeki Wachee, which is like big springs, beaches, park with mermaids, kind of stuff. Oh, outhouses on a cart. Thank God. They're painted by different sponsors, usually local town companies. People race them down Main Street. That's pretty cool. That's much cooler than I thought. All right. You're being elusive on purpose. Joey.
And just what
Not
gave
you.
you the
Just 'cause you're
impression
being-
that I know anything
being
more
normal.
about the Sith than you do?
You did. You said you fought them.
Oh, that's right. Damn the ears of the young. I was expecting you to be your usual inattentive self when I mentioned that. So
I mean, I was, but
true, yes.
Revan wasn't.
I fought plenty of Sith. That was during the time of Exar Kun. Oh, 40 years ago now. Has it been that long?
Not that long ago. Since the Great Sith Wars, I think it was, with Exar Kun. Yeah, that was not that long ago in great galactic perspectives. This time period, this like particular century is just jam packed full of stuff. There was the war with Exar Kun. Then there was the Mandalorian Wars. Then there was the Jedi Civil War. Then there was the that's what we're doing right now is Jedi Civil War. Then there's the Jedi Purge, which was a thing. Then there was the war with the Sith Triumvirate, which was its own Sith Empire. And then 300 years later, after a period of relative peace, there was the Great Galactic War, followed by the Cold War, followed by the Great Galactic War 2, Electric Boogaloo, followed by the invasion of the Eternal Empire. I think that was it, because I think that really just sort of diminished the Sith Empire gradually, and the Republic reconsolidated after that. But that's basically where this version of the canon stops, because that's the current point we're at. SOTOR. Exar Kun, yes, Wizkid, yeah. Exar Kun is the guy who invented the dual-bladed lightsaber. Mm-hmm. It was a short hilt, though. So, like, where is mine? Oh, where's my double? Right here somewhere. Wait, there it is. So, this thing. So this is a proper length double-sided lightsaber. This is a little bit longer than Darth Maul's. Slightly longer. Because this is two fairly long hilts. These are roughly two-handed hilts. So this is a little bit longer than a standard double-sided lightsaber. Exar Kun's was like maybe that big, with the blade on each end. Maybe this big. It might have been a little bit smaller. Been more like this. Like that. It was barely a two-handed weapon. Because it was designed, the lightsaber was designed concurrently with or right before the concept art was finished for Darth Maul, with his double-sided lightsaber. And the reason Darth Maul's lightsaber hilt is as long as it is because specifically Ray Park, the guy, the stunt actor who was playing, in case you didn't know, he was having trouble manipulating the handle because it was so short. And so he reached out to the prop department and was like, hey, can we make this like longer? Because it needs to be wide enough so you can have a shoulder width grip. And there's like, oh, like how much longer? Like long hilt? Like, so like he just measured his shoulders and he's like, that? And then they did, and that's how long the hilt was, and that's kind of set a precedent. And from experience, yes, that makes a huge difference. Huge difference. Because if you're trying to fight with a grip like this, with a staff type weapon, you're gonna have a really hard time. But like this, it's manageable, even without moving your hands too much. You can slide in, but even if you can't slide out beyond this, that's manageable. Anyway, yeah, that was that's some cool combination in and out of universe Star Wars history. Exar Kun, yes, invented the double-bladed lightsaber, but didn't quite perfect it. It didn't get perfected until, I guess, this era, this period, a generation or so later. Because look at the double-sided lightsabers in this game; they're proper length. They're about this long. They're maybe that. They're like the length of two lightsabers stuck end to end, more or less. Are these the same Sith that we're fighting? Talking about Exar Kun's Sith.
No, of course
not.
not.
Here we go.
The Sith have come and gone for ages. They were not called the Sith many thousands of years ago, perhaps. But the dark side was always present, without a doubt. Oh, sure, occasionally the light side comes close to vanquishing the dark. But the dark always returns. The fact that Exar Kun was defeated didn't mean the Sith would never return, as they obviously have now. Everyone knows that.
Wizkid says it's a weight distribution thing, right? Not exactly. It's more of a grip angle thing. So if I grip this in the natural position, which is right at the two activation switches, here and here, look at my wrists. Like, look at my wrists. They're straight. What that means is I can manipulate both of them. This one, like that way, right? And again, if the emitters are here instead of where they are, even that is perfectly reasonable, right? I can manipulate this like I would a staff. Or I can switch my grip if I need to. Just fine. Now, if I'm having to do it like this, which is more like I would have it to do if it were Exarchoons, to switch my grip, I need to take my hand completely off. And if you look at my wrists, they're bent inwards. So if I try and strike, I can't bend my wrists properly to strike. So it's the wrist angle. The wrist angles for a double-sided lightsaber are very difficult to manage because you have a limited amount of a staff to work with. Most staff techniques, particularly most Eastern staff techniques, although Western as well, but most Eastern staff techniques, especially whether that's Chinese or Japanese, you use the entire length of the thing. You use end to end, so you're sliding your hands like several feet for a strike, because that adds power. And it also adds control, because as your hands get closer together, you're swinging it, but then you're able to exert sort of counter leverage to stop the strike if you need to. But if you're stuck in one position in the middle, you negate your reach advantage, unless you're going to release one hand and swing out with the longer hilt, which, again, in my experience, very useful. But then also, you negate the ability to switch your technique from a short weapon to a long weapon, basically. Which is what a staff really is meant to do, is this weird hybrid between a long weapon, so like a spear that you're able to strike at a much longer range, and something like a sword, which is short range with tighter control. You lose out on that versatility when you have two blades in the end that you can't grip. So that's my spiel from what experience I have using staves and saber staves separately and independently. So what happened during the war with Exarchoon then?
That is not a pleasant time to remember.
Mr. Saberstaff.
After Exarchoon fell to the dark side, he attempted to recruit other Jedi to his cause. What surprised us, what took us completely unprepared, was how utterly successful he was.
Ooh.
Many Jedi joined him and became Sith themselves. Why they did, I will never truly know, but they did. Battle broke out throughout the Order, pupil against master. We fought ourselves.
That must have been difficult.
Yes, more than difficult. Next to impossible. How do you fight against someone you love? I dislike such memories. It leaves a taste in the mouth that... it is a sadness I thought I had put aside long ago. Ask me about the war some other time, just not now. I would prefer to be by myself for now.
Damn it, because that seems extremely relevant to our present situation. Yeah. Also, the other thing about weight distribution for a lightsaber, it almost doesn't matter for a lightsaber. Because your weight distribution is right here, or right here. The only difficulty in manipulating the blade is, at least in Legends continuity, is the energy arcing through the blade produces a gyroscopic effect. But it's not just in one dimension, it's 360 degrees. So any movement, the blade will attempt to continue rotating. Which is it's a description from somewhere in the New Jedi Order series when Yuuzhan Vong Nominor tries to use a lightsaber, tries to fight with one, just almost gets himself killed because he starts to swing it and it just goes, and he gets very, very disoriented. It's really hard. You need to be able to perfectly predict where it's going to go, and guess what? Precognition helps with that a lot. Especially if you're going to use it with any kind of precision, and especially if you're going to use it to deflect fast-moving blaster bolts.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
I was wondering if we could talk.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
What happened to you after your father died?
After my father died, my mother was left to support me alone. A single non-human woman, living in one of the worst, most violent slums on Terrace. It was not easy for her.
WizKid says, right, that's generally why only Force wielders were the ones to carry them, and why Han had such a hard time using Luke's. Yeah, all Han had to do was, like, point it in one direction and move it laterally. Like, a meter. He could do that. But anything more than that? No, I don't think so. That's also, like... I hate the demythologizing that new canon has done to lightsabers. On the one hand, they've mythologized it even further. They've made it almost magic with the crystals, right? The now exclusively kyber crystals. They link to the wielder and the Force, and the wielder has to select it, and it has to be selected by the crystal. They're almost like Harry Potter wand cores or something like that. And the colors is like a mood ring kind of thing. It's based on the user's personality and their Force aura or whatever, and all of that, which is explicitly contradicted in all sorts of lore, but who cares? They don't. But the other thing is the actual functionality of a lightsaber. It's all the more mystical. It tries to be all the more mystical because of the kyber crystal stuff. But instead of being actually more of a legendary weapon, it gets less effective. You see in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, he just hits a stormtrooper with a lightsaber, and it just goes... knocks the guy over. I'm just like, what the hell is this? And we see it again. We see it, I mean, fairly often, because they don't want to see... That's not true. I was about to say they don't want to show people getting, bisected and dismembered by a lightsaber. But it bounces off of a stormtrooper in the episode after a stormtrooper gets cut in half by a laser fence. So they don't even have that excuse. It says bled cores are the gayest thing since Holdo. First of all, Holdo came after bled cores. Bled cores was a Force Awakens thing. So, or at least a Force Awakens visual guide thing. But yes, I agree. Otherwise, very gay. Also, I've talked about this before, but the whole lightsaber crystal changing colors depending on who, it obtains its color based on who uses it, and who initially takes it and who tunes to it and whatever, is explicitly contradicted by the lore of the Jedi Temple Guardians. The Jedi Temple Guardians, or guards, or the dual lightsaber, the yellow dual lightsaber wielders, with the face masks. They are randomly selected rotating Jedi. Just anybody could be one. And yet they all have double-sided yellow lightsabers. Presumably, most of those people usually have a blue or a green lightsaber. Where'd they get the yellow one? Do they just have a guy who just, like, collects kyber crystals, who's definitely the yellow guy? And he's just like, yes, I will make all of these lightsabers, and they will all be yellow, and I will hand them off to somebody, and make sure that you don't, think about it too hard, or put the Force through it too much, or it might change to your normal color. This is ridiculous. Color is determined by the type of crystal. That's the old lore. It makes perfect sense. I don't know why they ever needed to change it, or felt the need to change it. Anyway, WizKid says, that's the whole point of the droids in the Clone Wars. George didn't want to see Jedi cutting people up with sabers, so he invented droids for them to bisect instead. Yeah, that's true. WizKid, it's me! I'm the yellow guy! I'm very much a green saber kind of guy. As you can tell by as you can tell by my two lightsabers. Ooh, man, that's getting dull. I need to replace the batteries. By my green lightsaber. This one. And my green saber staff. Oh man, that's one's even more dead. I really need new batteries in these. Anyway. Yes, you absolutely strike me as a yellow saber sentinel kind of guy. And yes, I would be a green saber person. I'm a mild-mannered academic who barely uses the damn thing, and green is my and my daughter's favorite color. I'm very... In Star Wars terms, I'm awfully Corellian, ain't I? Anyway. What happened between you and your mother? Johnny.
When my father was killed, it seemed that something in her began to die as well. She worked. She worked as hard as she was able.
Oh, I know we've had this
Over
discussion
time,
before. I've
she
talked
began
about
to waste away.
the Yellow
I
Sabers thing
later
before.
learned that she was unable to get enough money to feed both of us, and had to start borrowing from the exchange,
Ooh.
a band of cutthroats and smugglers. But even that was not enough. She hid what she was doing from me. She gave most of her food to me so that I would be strong, but she herself was suffering deeply from it. In the end, she could go on no longer, and collapsed at the cantina where she worked one day.
What did you do for her?
She never recovered. There was nothing really that I could do for her. She left me no money, and no doctor would see her without being paid first. I sat by her bed for days as she lay there dying. I never want that to happen to someone I care about ever again. But there was still the money she had borrowed. She had never paid it back and made no provisions for her death. You must understand. The exchange is brutal. They care nothing for the life of a sentient being. They are the major suppliers of slaves on Terrace.
You were enslaved?
They thought it would be appropriate that, with my mother owing them money, the debt should be passed on to me. And with no way to pay, they took me by force. You have no idea what it is like to be bound like a beast and treated as such. It was the worst time of my life. They treated me like livestock. They were waiting for a buyer to give them some credits for me when the Jedi came to fight the Mandalorians.
And they freed you?
The Jedi could not abide by what they saw there, and drove the exchange from the face of the world, freeing those of us imprisoned there. But the Jedi soon left to fight their war, and I was left with a dream.
What was the dream?
I swore that I would become a Jedi. As soon as I had enough money to do it, I bought passage on a freighter headed for Dantooine, and we both know what has happened since then.
You turned away from the dark side, is what you did.
I am grateful to you for having given me the opportunity to fulfill my dream, rather than become what I hated. Someday, I may make it up to you. But for now, let us keep on the task at hand.
And I really like her. She's a great character. Like, I never have given her enough credit before. Because she's the just sort of edgy backstory cat girl. But she's really well written.
Got something on your mind, do you?
Man, I can't ask him anything anymore. Darn it, I wanted to hear the rest of that story. You had a good story. How about you, Garth?
Yes, what's on your...
We need to talk about me being Darth Revan.
If you're ready to talk, then yes. So am I.
Finally?
I can't hate you. I tried. I wanted to hold you responsible
tried.
for all the things you've done.
Thanks, Garth.
For my wife, for Telos, for Dustil. But I can't.
I'm glad to hear that.
I got the revenge I always wanted when Saul died. But it hasn't brought me the peace that I thought it would. Despite whatever part of Revan is inside you, the darkness that must surely be there, it isn't who you are. That's why I can't hate you, why I don't want any more revenge. You don't have to be Revan. You can be so much more. Whatever the Jedi did to you, they gave you that chance. Whatever's happened up until this point, there's going to come a time very soon where you're going to have to make a choice. And there won't be any turning back.
I don't know if I make the wrong choice.
Well, then I hope I can save you. From yourself.
Thanks in advance, Garth. Alright, let's do it. I'm just so disappointed we didn't get to finish. Wait, what? I got new stabilizers, and I turned off the disruption field. What's going on? Do I need to go manually fix this thing? Oh, okay. I need to go to the hyper. I need to fix it. I do. I need to manually fix the damn thing. Okay, great. There we go. You want to talk to Jolie now?
Got something on.
Nope. Okay, never mind. What about Robot Friend? Which one? The big scary one or the short squat one?
HK-47 is ready to serve, Master.
You don't need to call me master, you know.
Commentary. Of course I do, Master. You are Revan. You are my master, the one who created me. I exist to serve.
That's all. Already talking. Beep beep whoop beep beep whoop. You don't talk much, do you? Just chime in if you ever need any advice. If you ever have any advice. See? Nothing. Nothing. At least not much. What about mission?
Hey there. What can I do for you?
I just wanted to talk about me being Revan.
It seems to me that if you don't really remember anything about being Revan, then it doesn't really matter anymore. You are who you are now, right?
So it doesn't bother you at all?
I don't see the Sith Lord standing here. I see a friend who's been with us through thick and thin. Remember, Malak's the one who tried to destroy Taris.
That's true. What about that brother
Hey
of
there.
yours? Wanted to talk about your brother.
Don't worry. I won't let the search for Griff get in the way of what we're doing. Let's just get back to the task at hand. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, that's all.
Okay, have it your way.
I really thought that that was going to come up, and maybe I missed it. I really hope I didn't miss it.
Yeah, what do you want?
Tell me more about the Mandalorian Wars.
The war we had with the Republic was supposed to be the most glorious battle in our history. But it was a very costly one. I guess we didn't think of how much we could lose in it.
His voice is awesome. Not just his voice actor and the job he's doing, but the actual vocal intonation that this guy uses is just... It's perfect for this, like, Mandalorian warlord. How much did you lose?
There weren't many of us after that last battle. Mandalore himself was killed at the hands of the Jedi Revan. The best of us could not defeat him. After that last battle,
That's right.
those of us that survived were stripped of our weapons, our armor, and our basilisks. The Republic's forces destroyed them while we were forced to watch. Those who hadn't fled earlier were left with nothing to call their own. No weapons, no armor. Only the honor of having fought in the battle we just lost. For many, this was not enough. While the rest of us were sent into exile on the Outer Rim, they tried to relive the old days, raiding worlds. They're nothing more than bandits now.
You found work as a mercenary?
Yeah, I found word on Taris. Enforcing for Davik was not stimulating. The gangs on Taris and Davik's rivals were trash. They give no thrill in battle, no honor or glory in defeating them. It was like stepping on bugs. I sought worthy challenges, but the best that Taris could offer were nothing to me. But I think now, with you, I may finally find opponents worth fighting.
I'm honored.
Maybe later I'll tell you more about what it was like to work for Davik. For now, though, we should get on with our lives. Is there something else you want to know?
No, that's all for now.
Your choice. I'm here if you want something done right.
All right. Anyway, I think that's all we got, so let's go. Wait, can we just leave? No, we can't just leave. Totally thought we could. Yeah, unfortunately, there were some of these things that we didn't actually get done. The conversations that we lost out on, because I wasn't diligent enough talking to my companion. Disappointed in myself, really. My bad.
The Republic fleet must have gotten the message I sent as we were crashing into that planet. I'm picking up a transmission from them now.
This is Admiral Fawn Dodonna to the Ebon Hawk. Do you read us?
Admiral Dodonna, this is Carth Onasi. We're receiving your transmission.
Karth, I'm glad to see you're still alive. We've begun our assault on the Star Forge, but we're taking heavy losses. How did the Sith ever manage to build something of this scope?
The Star Forge wasn't
Oh,
constructed
people
by
have
the
cool
Sith.
colors in the Discord.
We don't
Nice.
have time for me to fully explain it, but that
Rolls.
space station is far older than you can imagine.
Maybe we should pull the fleet back and retreat. I don't know if we have the firepower to go up against this alien technology.
You can't do that, Admiral. The Star Forge is a factory of immense power. It's been churning out the capital ships, snub fighters, and assault droids that have powered the Sith war effort. You have to destroy the Star Forge now, or you'll be fighting an unending wave of reinforcements.
Then I guess we have no choice. But it isn't going to be easy. can't even get our capital ships into position to start bombarding the Starforge. The Sith fleet is too well organized. It's like they can guess our every move and counter our every strategy.
It's because of Bastila, Admiral. She turned to the dark side and became Malak's apprentice. We suspect she's somewhere on that space station right now, using her battle meditation against you and your fleet.
This is Master Vandor. A number of Jedi Knights have joined our fleet under his command.
He lived.
If
Good.
Bastila is using her power to augment the Sith, then Malak's fleet is invincible. Our only hope is to somehow stop Bastila from using her battle meditation.
How can we do that if she's on the space station?
I will send a squadron of Jedi Knights to the Starforge to find Bastila. Their small ships will be able to fly through the Sith blockade and dock on the space station. If they can find Bastila, they may be able to distract her attention from the battle overhead. That should allow you to move your capital ships into position for a final assault on the Starforge itself.
I hate to ask this after all you've done, Kurth, but the Jedi may need all the help they can get.
Don't worry, Admiral. The Ebon Hawk and her crew are gonna see this through to the end.
That's what I was planning on doing anyway.
And may the Force be with you.
Yeah, it's shorter ears Yoda. Listen, there's got to be other members of the species, right? Even 4,000 years ago? Like, what? 3,000 and change before he was born? There's Vandar, who's also in KOTOR 2, and then there's one or two others in SOTOR as well. Oh. Smoked. Wizkid asks, how do they reproduce? I assume the usual way. But don't look it up, please. I beg you not to look it up. Because I'm sure that exists. Fortunately. I mean, where else did Baby Yoda come from? Yeah, also, I will add that the age of Baby Yoda, of Grogu, matches up terrifyingly well to the presence of both Yoda and Yaddle at the Jedi Temple. Anyway, I'm just going to leave it at that.
Got something on your mind?
Do you want to talk about the war now?
Not particularly.
No time like the present.
I suppose you're going to nag me until I cough it up, aren't you?
Yeah.
Nothing is private
Indeed.
anymore, it looks like. There's no escaping it, I guess. So be it. My wife's name was Neyama. She was the Yukatis enforcer who shot me out of the sky, if you remember.
What does your wife have to do with the war?
My wife had plenty to do with the war. Upon meeting her, I knew right away that she was strong in the Force. That's why she was able to shoot me down. Neyama was a marvel of a woman. Fiery, determined, smart. She dragged me to the capital and foiled 3 of my attempts to escape prison. Oh, and that body.
The war?
Well, yes, that. Needless to say, I eventually won her over. That was after I kidnapped her upon being broken out of the Yukatis prison, mind you. But
excuse me?
That's another story entirely.
I want to hear that
I wanted
story.
to train her in the Jedi way. The Council refused my request, naturally. I was still a Padawan at the time. I was an experienced Padawan, surely, but not yet ready to be a full Jedi, and certainly not ready to train another, especially not one so old as my wife.
So you disobeyed the Jedi Council?
I did. I wasn't the first, and I won't be the last. The problem with self-righteous folk is they think they're more right than everyone else. I believed in her and trained her in secret. I ignored her willful nature. I loved her too much to see fault in her, and she loved me too. I know she did. At the time, our love was a shared bliss, better than anything I had known before or since.
So what happened?
Exar Kun is what happened. Neyama was inspired by Exar's promises of a new golden age. She wanted to join him. She came to me, pleading with me to throw aside what she called the decrepit trappings of the Jedi, to join her in Exar's war.
What did you do?
I pleaded with her to reconsider, to think about all that she was throwing away, to think about what she would become. She would have none of it. Finally, in frustration, she attacked me. She drew her lightsaber and attempted to strike me down. It was a scene being repeated everywhere throughout the galaxy. Pupil against master. In my case, it was a long and terrible battle, but I defeated her.
You killed her?
No. I had her at my mercy, disarmed and defenseless. She looked up at me and she knew. She knew I couldn't do it.
I don't think I could have either.
But I should have. Sometimes I convince myself otherwise, but it's no use. She had fallen to the dark side when she raised her saber against me, and I let her go. To my shame, she went on to kill many Jedi during the war, until she herself was slain in the final battle. I grieved for her death, inevitable as it was, even as the Jedi Council put me on trial for my actions once the war was over.
They put you on trial?
I had trained Neyama against their wishes. I had failed to kill her when I had the chance, and she went on to kill others. Not to mention that I had remained a Padawan throughout the war. A formality, perhaps, but with the trial, it had to be decided if I was worthy to become a Jedi at all. It was a travesty, of course. I told you that even the Jedi were capable of great injustices, didn't I?
I can't believe they tried you for that.
But I deserve to be tried. They found me innocent. Even though I deserved every punishment and more, they let me go. Mitigating circumstances, they said. I deserved compassion, they said. They said I had learned wisdom the hard way. For all I had done during the war, they wished to raise me to full Jedi status at long last. That was when the Jedi left me. That was when they failed me.
This reminds me of Randon from our Curse of Strahd game. A lot. I don't want to say too much more, because that could be a spoiler for some of the other players. This reminds me of Randon. No, you're wrong. You did deserve compassion.
For my pride? For my cowardice? Which do you think is the act more befitting a Jedi? They may have been able to forgive me. I could never forgive myself.
Forgiving yourself is the harder part. But it helps to know that you are objectively forgiven, and that, I mean, this is the strength of Catholicism, and this is the strength of the sacramental confession. Let's say, to know that you are objectively forgiven of grave wrongdoing. That is an incredible thing that solves this sort of problem, because it's very, very difficult to forgive yourself if you know that what you have done is horrendously wrong. Especially if you are. Here's the other thing. There's a significant difference between being found innocent wrongly and being forgiven. From what it sounds like, he was not forgiven. He was found innocent. There were extenuating circumstances, etc. It would have benefited him far more, the Jedi, to have found him guilty and then offered him to return, offered forgiveness, chance to atone. And this is something that is missing from most religious systems outside of liturgical Christianity. You still believe love is worth the risk?
Yes, I do, I suppose. Does that surprise you? It is all so long ago, lost in the winds, I suppose. Nobody cares what an old man believes anymore, do they? Let's continue on with the task at hand. I would prefer to think of the present today.
Okay, then. This kid says, self-forgiveness is a hard thing. So many people destroy themselves because of their own too high expectations. This is why reconciliation is so important. Giving it up to God is always good. Yeah, exactly. And knowing that you are objectively forgiven by God, who is the objective measure of truth. Now let's bring our two Jedi, of course. It's been a very long time since we brought Mission or Canderous, but bring our two Jedi. Yes. being objectively forgiven by the foundation of reality itself. God.
You made it. Several
That's
Jedi have
what's
already gone
needed.
ahead into the Starforge. We have to strike while we still have the element of surprise. If we don't stop Bastila from using her battle meditation, the entire
can bring the
Republic fleet will be
astromech, but I
wiped
won't.
out. Come on, before they...
Uh-oh. Sith. That's a lot of lightsabers.
Damn! So much for catching them unprepared.
Ooh. Gamer word.
We'll deal with these Sith. You get into the Starforge and find Bastila. Hurry!
I mean, like, minor tier gamer word, but still. Stop moving.
That is what a Jedi can do.
Done. Go fast. Let's go! Reminds me of Jedi Academy. Yeah, that guy, one of those guys, totally looked like Kyle Katarn anyway. Definitely looked like Kyle Katarn. I just played Jedi Academy and Jedi Outcast, or Jedi Outcast and Jedi Academy. In that order, like last year or so. Oh no. It's not like you can use your lightsabers.
Lord
Oh no, it's Darth
A
Brandon.
team of Jedi have penetrated our defenses. Their fighters have landed on the Starforge.
This is not unexpected. The Jedi are formidable opponents. Send the Starforge's battle droids to
Battle
deal with
droids, you
them.
say?
Lord
Yeah.
Forgive me, but
My most powerful
how
power.
can mere droids be a match for the Jedi?
You underestimate the power of the Starforge's droid army. Dispatch the droids.
Of course, Lord Malak.
I have maxed out Destroy Droid, so I can just
The Jedi have
utterly
invaded the Starforge.
destroy these things easily.
Destroy them. Destroy them all.
WizKid says, yeah, people have a problem with self-hatred in particular, too. I just watched a fascinating lecture about it a few days ago. Did you? In the Discord somewhere. Might be interested. Because, yeah, I think that's a really solid point. Zap.
I still
Zap.
got it.
Come on. Move, Johnny.
That is what a Jedi can do.
Fine, just...
That is what a Jedi can do. You will fall!
I still got it.
Fine. That's actually not challenging at all. Where am I supposed to go? Fully armed and operational battle station. It is, also, yes. Alright, so on which note, let's go fast.
What is it?
Jolie, let's do a... Not that. Darn it, wrong thing. Do a heal, please. Thank you. Ow, God! That was terrible.
That is what a Jedi can do.
I got blasted there. That wasn't fun. Oh yeah, Space War is getting hot. Let's keep going. Zap. What is that supposed to be? Also, welcome, Bublin. Hello. Bublin says, I'm liking this menacing space neon lit hallway and the ominous space steam. Yeah, it's a little bit over the top, isn't it? Come on, really? That. I should just use that, shouldn't I? Really should just use the dramatic doors. I gotta say, I really kind of love most of the door animations in this game. They're actually quite impressive. They really put effort into the different door animations. They're not just like, oh, it opens. There's like mechanisms and stuff. It's pretty neat. They're very dramatic, as you say. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I definitely didn't see a killing blow there. But okay. It says the talk was specifically about how hard it is to treat self-hatred in therapy because how insidious and deep-seated it can be. Oh, I'm sure. I mean, really, just look at our generation. And by our, I mean mine, yours, pick one, whatever. And how we sort of look at ourselves, like how we look at, especially our, how we do jokes, right? So many of our generations, mine, yours, whatever, either, both, young people humor is nihilistic and self-depreciatory. And I think it's deeply unhealthy to do that, to talk like that. Because it sort of feeds into that whole thing. It feeds into the self-deprecating humor that we are so fond of as a couple of generations. Mostly millennials. Millennials, I think, even more so than Gen Z. But that is, I think, it really feeds into the sort of self-loathing that you're talking about. People really internalize it. There's so many young people I know who are just bursting with contempt. Wizkid says, for themselves, and the frustrating thing for me is a psych major. Yeah.
I have news, Lord Malak, about the Jedi.
Yeah.
The Jedi. Did my droids pass their test? Did they destroy our enemies?
It's how difficult it is to get people to see how damaging it is.
The droids could not stop them.
Strange. I did not think there were any among the Order who could survive an attack by an army of the Starforge's battle droids.
It was Revan, Lord Malak. Your old master is with the Jedi here on the Starforge.
Yes, that would explain why the droids failed. Revan was always strong in the Force. Very well. Send out all available troops, the apprentices as well.
Do you think they can stop Revan, Lord Malak?
Of course not. But they will slow Revan
Oh
down.
no.
That will give me the time I need
And
to
that
fully
is
prepare
such
the
a trope.
Starforge's defenses. I am curious to see
It's a
the
nasty
true
trope.
extent of this space station's capabilities. One as powerful as my old master will make an interesting test subject.
Oh my. Elvin says, these Sith are way more ancient after you've done with them. Yeah, they rapidly become subjects of archaeology rather than warfare. Stab it. YouTube.
That is what a Jedi can do.
Okay. Wizkid, really? This is the first time you've heard Malak's voice? You've missed some very specific ones, then. Malak is, he's a good villain. He's a very, like, almost comic booky kind of villain. He's very over the top. But he is otherwise pretty well written. In terms of his, malice, as they would say.
That is what a Jedi can do. That is what a Jedi can do.
Ow. Hello. Please stop.
Deadly toxins.
Everybody stop. There we go.
That is what a Jedi can do. That is what the Jedi can do. That is what a Jedi can do.
WizKid asks, does Nihilus even have a voice? No, he does not. He just makes noises in the second game. Come on, really? Why did I do that? I shouldn't have done that. Oof, ouchies. There's a lot of these guys. Jolie, snooze him. Snooze him for me, okay? Thanks. Oof, okay. Yeah, Nihilus is a nice, intimidating villain. Yes. But, yeah, he does not have a voice. He just makes evil noises. Which is a little bit... It's kind of anticlimactic, especially after you fight him. When he's just making his weird noises, and instead of actual dialogue, it's a little bit disappointing, honestly. Especially when he, in his interaction with oh gosh, what's her name? The Miraluka. His former apprentice. I mean, technically, he used to have a voice, yeah, before he was Darth Nihilus. Zap. Saved? Really? Try again.
That is what a Jedi can do.
WizKid says, I'd love to see a Nihilus fight in the style of Jedi Academy. That would be pretty cool, yes. Ow, God. Stop moving. There we go. Gosh.
What is it? That is what a Jedi can do. I will. That is what a Jedi can do.
Whew. Okay, let's maybe recover some force a little bit, huh? And maybe Jolie can do some healing on everybody. WizKid says, I can't wait to make fun of the old crone in the second game. Yeah, me too. She's like a bad caricature of Ayn Rand.
What?
I mean, not that bad of a caricature. She's an almost accurate caricature, but still bad. Bad meaning not meaning like poorly constructed. Just bad meaning a bad person, while being a caricature of Ayn Rand. Which way am I supposed to be going? I actually don't know. Assume this way, where there are turrets to fight. But yeah, Kreia is a treat to make fun of. We still have how much time? We have an hour. Saved, really?
That is what a Jedi can do.
These things are like heavily resistant.
That is what a Jedi can do.
WizKid says Ayn Rand is a bad caricature of Ayn Rand. Yeah, that is more or less true. I agree. I'm so good. Horsepower. This is silly.
There are too old for this.
God, there's so many of them.
That is what a Jedi can do. That is what a Jedi can
Ow.
do. That is what a Jedi can do.
Oh.
Yes?
Yes?
Oh, why'd I do that? Darn it. Wasted. What about the normal people line? Yeah. Also, I will add, I can't imagine calling someone Ein in English. Like, as a first name. Is this the way I need to go? Command center. Yes, this is the way I need to go. I'm gonna wait a minute while I discuss. Wizkid says, I mean, she's cool conceptually, but this whole golden compass, wah, I want to kill God shit. Yeah, because she gets old. It really gets old after a while. She reminds me of a character you'd see in like Berserk or something. She reminds me of a character you'd see in KOTOR 2, who literally wants to kill the Force. I mean, to be fair, we're getting ahead of ourselves, but she literally wants to destroy the Force. The trouble is that the Force is something like pantheistic. It's not quite ipsum esse subsistence. It's not quite the proper scholastic conception of God. It's more like the divine coterminous with being, but being qua life. It is the life force. It is what life is. And so destroying the Force is to destroy life as such. And yeah, it's... Oh, I thought you were saying Ayn Rand is like a character you would find in the Golden Compass or something Berserk. Which also, yes, but yeah, Kreia is... I don't know. She's very... Everyone had that
Master,
phase.
Why have you summoned me? Without my battle meditation, there is a chance the Republic capital ships could break through and attack the Starforge itself.
This will not take long, Bastila. You will be able to resume your battle meditation soon enough. I only wanted you to know that Revan is here on the Starforge.
Revan? But...
The Force is bringing us towards a confrontation with my old master. The Starforge has drawn our enemies together, so they may all die in a single, glorious day. You must kill Revan to prove yourself worthy of being my apprentice, Bastila.
He is so tall.
You must finish what began in the Rakatan Temple.
Yes, Lord.
Rakatan.
I sense your fear,
Okay.
Bastila, but it is unfounded. The power of the Starforge will feed the dark side within you. It will give you the strength you need to defeat my old master. Stay here in the command center while you use your battle meditation against the Republic fleet. Revan will find you here in due time. It is inevitable.
Of course, Master. I will not fail you again.
WizKid says, if we want to make fun of Ayn Rand, you'd play Bioshock. I actually did get the entire Bioshock series on sale recently.
But even if you fail, it will give me the time I need to complete my preparations of the station's defenses.
Yeah, that's that whole betrayal thing in the Sith.
Can stand against the full fury of the Starforge.
Yeah, that's what I've been talking about. This whole betrayal thing that the Sith do is just dooming them to failure. Also, it's a libertarian rite of passage to sim for Ayn Rand at least a little bit, for at least a little while. Yeah, remember when Atlas Shrugged, they made a movie? Actually, they made two. They never finished it. They never made a proper part 3. I only ever saw part 1, and it was decent. But it was inspiring. It was very inspiring to sort of exit the annoying parts of the society around oneself.
I will be your doom!
Kill. I thought you were stunned. What's going on here? Why is this happening? There you go. Ow. Rude. Everybody stop moving.
That is what a Jedi can do. That is what a Jedi can do. That is what a Jedi can do. For the order!
Why did that happen? There are more of them. This is ridiculous. It says, yeah, I do. Like, what was it called? Cloud 9? No, there was literally a movie called Atlas Shrugged. It was called Atlas Shrugged because it was based on the novel Atlas Shrugged. And it was okay.
That is what a Jedi can do.
By okay, I mean it was good, but it's a hard thing to adapt into an actual film, so they did an okay job with it. Honestly as good as could be expected, which was not great, but it was okay. The character work was nice. It was inspiring in that man. I'm tired of this whirl kind of way, you know. Heal. Yeah, lifty spinny. Gotta go fast. Alright, cool. That's all of them. You know what? I want to get this done, so I'm just gonna mostly skip the loot drops. Is this the right way? I have no idea whether this is the right way or not. I hope so. Okay. There's more of them! Are they following me?
That is what a Jedi can do. That is what a Jedi can do.
Never too old for this.
Wizkid says, yeah, but what about the normal everyday working class person? Without the plebs, our society wouldn't function, it wouldn't exist. I mean, yes, that's true, and she was perfectly fine with working class people. Didn't have anything against working class people. It's just that the way that how do I put this?
Your wish?
Her biggest problem was with the how do I put it? The villainization of elites, which she had a great point about that. That was really solid. That we really do villainize elites. We, meaning even otherwise relatively sensible people, sometimes villainize elites. You fetishize captains of industry and thought working people were sort of hanger-on parasites. It wasn't working people that you thought were parasites. It was the parasite class. It was government people, because they are hanger-on parasites. Like that's just correct. They are. Oh God, really? Okay, Jolie. How about you go ahead and Force Storm them? Stop using your lightsaber. You're a consular. Just Force Storm everyone. How about that?
Yes. That is what a Jedi can do. I will be your doom! You...
I'm moving! There we go. I mean, she certainly did fetishize captains of industry. I can't deny that. But it wasn't, I don't think, at the expense of,
Yes?
you know, working class people.
Yes?
Not so much. Maybe to a small degree, but only to a small degree. Let's see, strength and skills and awareness, street injury, powers. This is her last power. So what should I do? Upgrade energy resistance or force shield? Because I think just like D&D, this maxes out at 20. If I'm not mistaken. Wisdom. Skills. No, awareness. Powers. Max upgrade armor? Yeah, probably. No, I'm never going to use it. I'm going to upgrade saber throw. I seldom use it, but fine. Whiska says, yeah, right, I agree with that, but I'm pretty sure she made it clear in her works that the workers were also parasites of different kind. They can be. Which I mean, they can. But usually it's through rent-seeking. Rent-seeking was her biggest problem. Her biggest objection to working people was with you know, government-enforced unionization, with, oh, geez, I should have waited a little bit longer. And with rent-seeking. Basically seeking, trying to, you know,
Revan,
the whole collective
I knew
bargaining,
you'd come for me.
that kind of stuff. That's her biggest problem, which is a real problem. But at the same time, yeah, you are definitely right. The cringiest aspect of Ayn Rand is the amount she simps for captains of industry, who she refused to acknowledge, almost all of whom are also rent seekers. In reality, she just says, "Wouldn't it be nice if they weren't?" Which is true, but come on, man. Anyway, now to the dramatic part. I'll never give up on you, Bastila. I know you can still be saved.
You're wasting your time.
No, not.
I've seen the Jedi for
Only the
what
power of
they
love can
are,
save you, Bastila.
weak and afraid. The Sith are the true masters of the Force. You've forgotten that lesson, Revan. Now you must pay the price. Here on the Star Forge, the power of the dark side is at its strongest. This time, you will not defeat me.
Oh, great. We love you, waifu! Indeed. Oh gosh, that's troubling. I'm gonna go ahead and go Force Immunity first. And I'm gonna go Speed. Gotta go fast. Aha, nothing happened. I am better than you. I am better than you in every way, oh my god.
Even though you're only a shell of your former self, you're still a formidable opponent. I can't even imagine the power you must have wielded when you were the Dark Lord. You were a fool to give it all up and follow the light side.
I'm unbelievably more powerful now. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh my god. You've been consumed by the dark side, Bastila. Can't you see it's destroying you?
The dark side has made me stronger than I ever was before. I have a greater command of the Force than all but the most powerful Jedi Masters. As Malak teaches me the greatest secrets of the Sith, I will unlock more of my potential. Eventually, there'll be no limit to what I can accomplish with the Force.
He knows almost none of those, but okay. Malak will never let you become that powerful. He will kill you first.
Have you forgotten the ways of the Sith already, Revan? Eventually, I will challenge my master. If I am worthy, he will die by my hand, and I will become the new Sith Master. Then I will take on my own apprentice, and the cycle will begin
a little
again.
bit more.
This is the way of the Sith. It is how we assure our leaders are always the strongest and most worthy.
It's also really stupid. More daiquiri. I'm going to double tonight, assuming that we might go a little late. Yeah, secrets before he stabs you in the back. Yeah, exactly. Like, I talked about this last week a lot. The philosophy of the Sith is innately self-destructive. You're dooming yourself to an endless cycle of death and betrayal. Plato got this. See my lecture on Plato, on the tyrannical soul. This is what happens. Those who seek power as an end in itself will always necessarily find themselves alone and under constant threat, and it'll ultimately be their downfall, necessarily, because that's how it has to work. If you are reliant entirely upon power, power will consume you and then overthrow you. Just like your Sith apprentice will. How can they build power if they're always murking each other? They don't. The rule of two was counterproductive. We saw this throughout the history of the sort of High Republic period into the Clone Wars. It was pretty well established.
No, Revan. It is you who are doomed.
Honey, calm down. Calm down, please. How are you at full health again? This is dumb. Gotta go fast. Oh my god! That level of damage is stupid.
I can sense it. Your strength falters. The light side is failing you while the power of the Starforge re-energizes me. Soon this will all be over.
This kid says the only people worth giving power to are the people who most don't want to wield it. And that's the key to the light side. It is by relinquishing one's selfish ambitions, one becomes all the more powerful by aligning one's will to something higher than oneself. By aligning oneself to the will of the Force, you're able to accomplish what it guides you towards using the power of the Force. Because of course it does. The same applies in a less spooky woo kind of way. In reality, if you are aligning your will to something above and greater than yourself, something worth pursuing, you're aligning your will to everyone who is aligning their will to that common purpose, and you're going to be more successful. Also, we win by losing, yeah. Let's do it. Let's just fucking do it. And strike me down, Bastila. I won't defend myself.
What type of trick is this?
We meant something to each other once. I don't believe you'll strike me down.
I am a Sith apprentice now. You place too much faith in what I used to be, and for that you shall pay.
Go ahead. I want to see what happens.
There,
I might have to go back through all this. What? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Well, that didn't work. Oh god, I can't skip this, can I? Oh no, I need to save right when I go in there, don't I? Oh,
Master,
Jesus.
why have you summoned?
Stop! Oh my god, okay. Here we go. Okay, yes.
Perhaps you will triumph, Bastila, and then...
Wizkid says, you know, it's funny, because lately one of my favorite hymns to sing, What I'm Feeling Sad, or rejected is, Oh, breathe on me, oh, breathe, oh, breath of God. I think it's because of exactly that. I don't know if I'm familiar with that one. I'm probably familiar with it, it just doesn't, that. I don't know it too well.
Take that!
Oh, come on, this way. Ah, gonna have to go to all of them, aren't we? Just stop, please. Just die, all of you. Quickly!
Let's see what you got.
That is what a Jedi. For the Republic!
Get it.
That is what a Jedi can
I still got it.
That is what a Jedi can do.
I still got it.
Really? More of them? This is ridiculous.
Not this again!
Come on, really?
Your
Yes.
wish. For the Republic!
What?
It's getting ridiculous.
That is what a Jedi can do. That is what a Jedi can do.
Never too old.
This is silly. Too darn many of them. Come on. Have enough force points for stasis field, and Jolie's down. Great. Okay, that was awful.
Yes.
This is one heck of a fight. I'm gonna be able to finish this game tonight, aren't I? At least not before midnight. I will. Oh no! Don't waste your force points, please. No. Oh jeez.
Sure.
You both did. Oh, I hate this. I need to recover that force for the rest of this. Okay, let's go. Gotta go fast.
For the order! You will fall!
Stop going towards them! We just need to keep going now!
I still got it.
That is what a Jedi can do.
Come on.
That is what a Jedi can do. That is what a Jedi can do.
Oof. Okay. Let's level everybody really quick, and then I swear I'm gonna save before the Bastila fight this time. I know. Okay, Right. Better saber throw. Silence. Back to me. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna save right now. Right there. Okay. Just in case. Oh, breathe on me, O breath of God. My will to yours inclined, until this selfish part of me goes with your fire divine. I like that. I very much like that. All of you, stop moving. You too. Oh, come on. Hey, Jolie. Stasis, everybody. Stop attacking with your lightsaber.
What?
It's not your thing.
That.
Jolie, go ahead and... Or storm, everyone. Forever. Wait, no. That was Juhani. Crap, no. Just kidding. Jolie. Or storm, everyone. That'll do.
What? For the order!
Okay. Onward. Let me save again real quick.
Yes?
Sure.
Okay. One more time. It says I think it just appeals to the idea that ultimately thy will be done, and that sometimes God says no, and the only thing we can do is accept that. And Amen. Yeah. Thy will be done that's St. Augustine's prayer.
Revan, I knew you'd come for me.
All intercessory prayer ultimately reduces to thy will be done. I'll never give up on you, Bastila. I know you can I know you can still be saved.
You're wasting your time.
We've done this already. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, I know, we're gonna have to fight. Obviously, this is great for rejection and disappointment in general, but especially in my case, considering my luck with girls. Oh, yeah, I get that. Really, we're gonna fight? Must we fight? Must we really? Why must we fight, Bastila?
I see now why Malak followed you. Even though you're only... I can't...
Okay, been consumed by the dark side, Bastila. Can't you see it's destroying you?
The dark side has made me as Malak.
Malak will never let you become that powerful. He will kill you first.
Have you forgotten? Then I will...
Dooming yourself to an endless cycle of death and betrayal.
No,
yeah, I know. We already talked about this. Oh, I already have it up. Okay, I already have my abilities up. I can just go wham. Anti.
There, take that.
There we go. Speaking of our luck with girls, you know. I have not faltered, Bastila. You've been misled by the dark side.
The dark side will always triumph over the light. Malak has assured me of victory. You can't defeat me here on the Starforge. You can't.
I must. Ow, really? You're gonna do that? Fine. All the way up.
Take that. This is not possible. You have rejected the dark side. You are a weak and pathetic servant of the light. How can you still stand against me? Why can't I defeat you?
Now you see, the dark side is not stronger than the light.
Yes, I see you speak the truth. I am no match for you. Please, for the sake of what we once shared, do not make me suffer. End my life quickly. There is no other way.
I could never kill you, Bastila.
What other choice do you have? I have fallen to the dark side. I am the apprentice to the Dark Lord himself. You cannot let me live.
I was redeemed, Bastila. You can be too.
You were a special case. The Council had no other choice. They needed you alive so they could discover the location of the Starforge. It was an act of desperation. It was my responsibility to watch over you, to make sure you did not slip back into your evil ways. I was supposed to protect you from the dark side.
Kinda worked. You did more than protect me, Bastila.
It's true I possess feelings for you. But was it only an illusion brought about by our bond? And what was the cost? Please, this is too painful. End it now, quickly. There is no other way.
Exactly, WizKid. I love you, Bastila. I cannot abandon you. Ever.
You love me. There was a time I yearned for, and yet dreaded to hear those words. I loved you too, but I could never face who you were. Malak knew how I felt. Any part of the light that was within me would be extinguished when I killed you. But what good is love? It cannot save me from the sea of blackness I am drowning in. I have betrayed everything I ever believed in. How can I atone for that?
Help us defeat the Sith, Bastila. This will atone for what you've done.
Yes, I could join you in your battle against the Dark Lord. That alone would not make up for all I have done. Yet it would be a step in the right direction. But how would you be able to trust me? How do you know I wouldn't turn on you when you faced Darth Malak? How do you know the dark side wouldn't make me betray you again?
Biscuit says it's Back to the Future, it's the power of love intensifies. Yeah, I mean, it's basically the main plot of this game. Which is another weird thing, too, is that so much of this game's like major story beats depend on playing a canon male Revan and romance with Bastila. Like, if like a certain somebody who we're going to be probably discussing next week, no Cult Ortobase in his video essay. If you're playing a female Revan and you either romance nobody or Karth or whatever else, this whole subplot doesn't happen and you kill her. You have to kill her. There is no alternative. She dies. That's it. Like, this is a huge, like, canon ending thing. Anyway, I trust you enough to leave myself open to your attack, Bastila.
You play a dangerous game. Are you certain you wish to take this risk? I could end your life and gain Malak's favor with a single stroke of my lightsaber.
You won't, Bastila, because I love you, and I believe in you. Whiskey says, yeah, that really annoyed me that they did that. Bastila dying just makes everything so empty. Yeah, it kind of does. I mean, it makes everything so much darker, really. And it empties out a lot of the traditional Star Wars-iness of this story, of the whole redemption from the dark side element, because there otherwise isn't much of one. There is Revan's redemption, but that's a really weird case because of the losing of the memory thing, the memory wipe thing, right? In Bastila's case, she actually comes back from the light side, back from the dark side, as drawn by the player character, as pulled out by the player character, which is very, very, very Star Warsy. Yeah, and he plays a male exile. Is my subversion of expectations, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Although I will say, this aside, that the story structure, the plot structure of this game, I think it leans a little bit towards that sort of feminine heroine's journey kind of thing that I've talked about. It's not all the way there. It's not to the point of, say, Dragon Age Origins or Mass Effect. 1 especially, but even the whole trilogy, which is very feminine in its plot structure, and in its sort of hero's journey structure. This one is somewhere on the line. It could work either way, and I think it is sort of the beginnings of that very BioWare typical heroine's journey archetypal story of your role being gathering in a group, nurturing, making them grow into something, a formidable force, the group being the hero and you being merely what holds it together. You're the heart of the story. There's a little bit of that here, but far, far less so. You're very much the primary protagonist in a very unique way. Notice, most of the major story beats, you are alone. Your companions are either forced to stay out, or in this case, they're just frozen in place and just locked away, right? You, Revan, are the main character. So there is still a very masculine hero's journey for part of this, but the plot structure, the actual, like, the beat by beat what you need to do is very much the hero's journey thing. Wait, you say, oh, I see, the feminine hero's journey is just a DM, like Dungeon Master? Nah. It's more like the so you know the 5-man band archetypes? So you've got the leader, the lancer, the brains, the brawn, and the heart. The heart. Okay, so when part of a group combines roles, you know what kind of story it's going to be. Often you will find the leader gets combined with the brains. And then, therefore, if that happens, then the lancer gets combined with the brawn. Or you might have the leader be the brawn, in which case you have something like a war story, and then usually the lancer is the brains who is trying to tame them, keep them in check. If you have a group dynamic where the leader, the part overlaps with the heart, that's something like the feminine archetype, feminine hero's journey, the heroine's journey, as I've called it, where the most essential role in the group is binding the group together. In that case, the lancer is typically something like another heart. It is the heart of the heart. It's the heart of the heroine. It's because if you look at Mass Effect, the lancer is Garrus. Particularly if you play FemShep, he's either the solid bro and or love interest. He's the one who keeps Shepard on the straight and narrow. It's so the lancer, the second in command, the foil to the main character, is usually the opposite character archetype. But in the feminine hero's journey, sometimes it's the love interest, sometimes it is the moral support or the psychological support. Somebody that the heroine can lean on. Like I said, Mass Effect is probably the clearest example of this, where it's Garrus. In this case, it's Bastila, who is definitely the heart of the group, the keeping everybody together with the even literally with respect to her power set with battle meditation. Anyway, I love you and I believe in you.
You are brave, and some would say foolish.
Fool
But you
for
are
love.
also right. The dark side
I need to
does not
stop this.
wholly
I
consume
need to stop.
me. I cannot raise my blade against you. You will go on to defeat Malak. Of this I have little doubt. You will have gone from being the Sith Lord himself to the savior of our galaxy.
Yeah.
And you said you loved me. This may not be the best time to say it, but I love you too, with all my heart.
You aren't afraid to love anymore?
After this? No. Nothing could make me feel safer than to be loved by you. You should
Aw.
go. Malak awaits. This isn't over yet. For any of us. I should stay here, though. If we face Malak, I am afraid his dark presence will overwhelm me. It would not be wise to expose myself to such temptation.
She's right. You could use your battle meditation to aid the Republic fleet.
Yes, that would be for the best. You don't need me to defeat Malak anyway. Now I understand that a true Jedi is a match for any Sith, even the Dark Lord himself. I will stay here in this chamber and use my battle meditation to aid the Republic fleet. I am their only hope of destroying the Star Forge and ending the Sith menace. You must go and face Malak, but you have to hurry. Once I turn the battle in the Republic's favor, we won't have much time to escape the Star Forge before it's destroyed. Good luck, my love, and may the Force be with you.
This could suggest doing a lecture on the 5-man band archetypes. That's actually a decent idea. It's not my expertise, though. I know enough about it, but it isn't really my expertise. I'm not a storyteller by trade or by profession, or even by skill, honestly. But I could do that. It would be separate from my actual proper philosophy lectures series. I am planning, hopefully soon, I'll get around to it, I hope, on a video lecture that is on, it's on narrative structure. It actually is on storytelling. But the storytelling element is about why we've noticed a lot of bad stories that don't make sense. And my argument is that it aligns with a particular bad theological doctrine of occasionalism.
Green Squadron moving in.
That'll be a fun one. Look forward to that. I don't want to explain it too much now into too much detail, but I hope to soon. I hope to very soon. I'm hoping it'll be a good one.
Green Squadron's through. We've broken their lines.
Bastila is no longer using her battle meditation against us. The tide has turned.
Now that I can explain the conflicting philosophies and how they clash and why certain details recur like they do. Maybe. I can give it. I mean, I can always say what I can about it, which is I have no problem doing that. I have no problem reaching past the edge of my expertise as long as I'm open about being speculative. I mean, there's plenty of stuff that I've done this for as well. Honestly, my Loki video is outside my expertise, but I'm applying what I know to something that I know less about. That's really what I'm at. Okay, we have 10 minutes to defeat Malak. I think we can do it. Heal up. Let's go.
I will stay here in this chamber and use my battle meditation.
Okay, you already said that.
Face Malak. Good luck.
Okay, you already said that too. Okay, let's go. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's go destroy Malak. And I leave my companions behind, because of course I do, because that is, like I said, a great portion of this... a great portion of this game is not exactly the... not exactly the traditional hero's journey or the traditional heroine's journey. It's a little bit of a fusion between the two. Nothing inactive. Type A spike bin. How about this? What is this? What is this? Is this a puzzle? Don't be a puzzle. It's not a puzzle, is it? Random machine inactive. Okay, fine. Alright, these are all inactive, aren't they? This is a mini boss fight, isn't it? Oh boy. Oh boy. Hi, Malak. What's going on? That was an extra flourish.
I tire of this game, Revan. You have been a thorn in my side from the moment I seized the mantle of Dark Lord from your feeble grasp. You made a mistake coming here, Revan. The Star Forge fuels my command of the dark side. You are no match for me here, and this time you will not escape.
It is you who can't escape, Malak. Surrender, and the Jedi may show you mercy.
Is that what you call it? You think stripping away your power and your identity was an act of mercy, Revan? I would rather die.
I was saved from the darkness, Malak. You can be too, if you wish.
Spoken like a true slave of the Jedi Code. Save your preaching, Revan. I will have none of it. You are an insignificant speck beneath my notice. I have surpassed you in every way and accomplished what you never could. I have unleashed the full potential of this Rakatan factory. You had no idea of the power within this place. Its very walls are alive with dark side energies. And now, my old master, I will let the Starforge itself destroy you.
Great. I love that the main boss of this 2001 video game is a 3D printer. It's very current year. Zap. Zap. Disable. The problem is not the robots. The problem is that there's too many robots. I've actually talked about this before in another video. My video on the problem of evil. How many spikes do I have? 45? Sure. Hey, droid. Zap. Disable. Okay. Okay, let's go. So, because the problem is not the droids, but the source of the droids is the actual problem, what this means is that the solution... why aren't I dual-wielding a red and purple lightsaber? Because I am light side Revan, first of all, so why would I be using a red lightsaber? Despite that being canonical. And also, dual-wielding is a bunch of feats that I don't want to take as a consular. Am I a consular? Actually, don't even remember. I need to check that. Oh my god, I'm very close to not having enough spikes for all this. What the heck class am I? Oh, I'm a Sentinel. It's still, dual wielding is a bunch of extra feats that I don't want to take as a Sentinel. That's why. Come on, really? Gotta go fast. Then stab. Yeah, but yeah, no, I first of all, you know how much I love green lightsabers. I have 2 of them. Well, 3, I guess. Because the saber staff does disassemble into 2 separate lightsabers. To be perfectly clear. Wait, are they disabled or are we good? Yeah, we're good. You guys have fun. Bye. Well, yes, I do know that it is it's canon, Revan. Again, it's feats I don't want to deal with. Plus, I like green. Green's cool. Let's save again. Okay, Malak. Let's go fast. Let's go force immunity. Get this done. Hope I don't run out of force power before I do this.
I was certain the defenses of the Starforge would destroy you.
I forgot the strategy for this. I'm going to finish this. I am going to finish this. We'll go a little late tonight. That's okay.
You are stronger than I thought.
Oops. Stronger than your reign as the Dark Lord? I did not think that was possible. The light side is stronger than you know, Malak. Also, I'm totally using my Randon voice, my paladin from Curse of Strahd.
I am tempted to
I have exactly one
capture
paladin
you
voice.
alive, Revan. Then I could break your will and bind you to me as my apprentice, as I did Bastila. You would be a
I doubt
far
that, but
greater
okay.
asset to me than even Bastila and her battle meditation, if I could control you. But is it worth the
I don't see
risk?
that working out.
Perhaps you are too powerful to be my apprentice. I betrayed you when I realized my own strength was greater than yours. In time, you might try to do the same to me.
You're still making the mistake of underestimating me, Malak. Actually, you know what? No. This is your last chance, Malak. Surrender.
No, Revan. This time our confrontation can only end in death. Yours or mine. Once again,
I gave you a
we
chance.
shall face each other in single combat, and the victor will decide the fate of the galaxy.
Extra flourish. Let's go force immunity first. Let's go speed next. Let's go zap. Let's go smack, 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 smack. Oh god, how did I miss so much? This is ridiculous. Oh god. Signature look of superiority. No, listen, that's Obi-Wan. You're thinking of Obi-Wan. Hey, can I do that? No, he resists it. Okay, I didn't think so. Or suppression. Oh, okay, fine. Where are you going? Stop it, coward.
You continue to amaze me, Revan, but you
Yeah,
are
I
a
know.
fool. All you saw was an enormous factory. All you ever imagined was an infinite fleet rolling forth to crush the Republic. You are blind, Revan. Blind and stupid.
Is there some point to this?
The Starforge is more than just a space station. In some ways...
Oh, that was Dooku. You're right. I think it was Obi-Wan. Yeah, you're right.
Hungers, and it can feed on the dark side that is within all of us. Look around you, Revan. See the bodies? You should recognize them from the Academy. These are Jedi who fell when I attacked Dantooine. For all intents and purposes, dead. Except for one difference. I have not let them become one with the Force. Instead, I have brought them here. The Starforge corrupts what remains of their power and transfers the Dark Taint to me.
Oof.
You cannot beat me, Revan. Not here on the Starforge. Not when I can draw upon the power of all these Jedi. And once you are beaten, I will do the same to you. You will be trapped in a terrible existence between life and death. Your power feeding me as I conquer the galaxy.
First of all, suppression. Second of all, go fast. Stop. Unforce you for a second. We go fast. We go stab, 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 stab. Life support pack, because ow. God. Dude. Battle stem. Force immunity, because I don't know if I have that up. And light support pack. Stabby, stabby, stab. So, WizKid says, for all we know, Darkseid Obi-Wan could be way more smug than Dooku. I don't know about that, honestly. Dooku, if you recall, was a noble. He was born and raised as nobility. Even long after he was a... okay, he doesn't... Okay, he's gonna just resist that. Let's go Hyper Battle Stimulus. Yeah, buddy. Really, come on. But yeah, Dooku is... That signature look of superiority is way more than just... Oh, look, I'm a big bad Sith Lord. It's also, I am a count of a planet. So there's that, too. Yeah, I keep... This is ridiculous. I'm gonna need to... Honestly, I'm gonna need to just kill these Jedi floating in cages. That is a thing that I need to do. I forget if it gives me dark side points. I really hope not. Because otherwise he has practically unlimited health. Okay, no, it just... Oh god, it heals me. That's disturbing. Excuse me. I'm busy. Oh, it restores my force points. That's cool. Yeah, he's right there. Okay, that's not great. Yeah, his dark side name is literally Darth Tyrannus, is in Tyranny. Yeah, that's a pretty solid point, honestly. Wonder if he's gonna keep resisting this or what. Energy shields. Life support back. Melee shield. Attack. Life support. Ow. Heal. Get med back. Oh. Ah! Okay, fine. You know what? This is... Let's see about that auto... Oh, wait, the autosave was later than my actual manual save, so hold on. Let me do the manual save. The autosave was before this conversation that I need to skip a lot of. I'm sorry, everyone. We're already late. Oh, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Okay. Don't worry about it, guys. It's just the final boss fight. I can do this. I don't know if you hear my rapid clicking.
If Revan can stand against the
I
full fury of
know.
the
I know.
Starforge.
Shut up. Load game. Most recent. That one. That one. Okay, let's do this. There is Darth Malak. Okay, let's go speed. Let's go immunity. Let's go shield. Let's go shield. I hope this doesn't just lose it. Yes, I did. I died. It won't last long. It'll be fine. Skip all this conversation.
Well done, Revan.
Can I not skip this? Light side is stronger than you know. You're making the mistake of underestimating me. Doing a thing. Let's see if I can whirlwind you before you go immunity. No, you can't. Okay. Worth a shot. Haha, you do nothing to me. Ow! Really? That we're doing that?
You continue to...
Yeah, I know. There's some point to all this.
See the bodies? You should recognize them from the Academy. These are Jedi who fell when I attacked.
They all look identical, which is a little weird.
For all intents and purposes, dead. Except for one difference.
No, come on, just... I get it. You're evil, we know.
You can...
Let's see if I can just spin you. Oh my god, I spun him. Okay, cool. This'll help. Oh, that one. That's why. Force immunity again real quick. It's important. Let's go. Export. Shield. No, they are basically dead. That's basically what it told us, is that they're basically dead. All I can do is prevent him from taking their lives. Need this. And I need to go real fast. Come on. Run, 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 as fast as I can. You unspeeded me. I don't like that. I don't appreciate it. Zap. Force immunity. Heal. Zap. Okay. Let's just do all of these. That's all of them, right? You can no longer heal. That's awesome. Great, great news. Venom? Ah, it's not gonna work. Okay, how about I unforce you, then I spin you. No, that didn't work. Okay. Then no, okay. Work. I thought this was gonna work, but it's not. I need an energy shield. I need to stab you a bunch. I probably also need a battle stem, don't I? Okay, a Chani stem. Ow, that was a lot of hits. Wait, no. I can afford to do horsepower real quick. Then a heal. Master. Oh god, it's bad. Oh god, oh no! Okay, I need to be farther away from him. I'm gonna hit him with a grenade. Okay, so shield. Shield. Speed. Unity. Battle stim. Alright, let's go. Listen, I know we are way past our time limit. We are 12 minutes past midnight, okay?
Well done, Revan.
Yes, we gotta do it again. Yeah, I know. Light side stronger. Don't underestimate me. I know you're gonna do some nasty. Oil wind. That would help, but didn't work. Can I still zap these? No, I can't. Okay. Can't zap them until he at least does it once. No, that didn't work. Okay, fine. Let's go. Let's go. Where's my grenades? There's my grenades. Thermal detonator. Which one's my thermal detonator? Maybe that one. Come on, really? Do I go fast? There's my fast button. My force immunity. Stim. Shield. Other shield. Ow, come on, really? Real fast. Grenade. Where'd he go? There'd he go. Grenade. Grenade. That helped a little. Adhesive. Robin. Oh god, come on. Where'd he go? Okay, there he is. I can do that. Or suppression. How about that? Can I suppress you? Then spin you. Not that. Spin. Didn't work. Worth a try. Ow. Early 2000s anything games could be brutal. Adhesive. Come on, really?
You continue to
Don't care. As I'm pointing to all this, I can't skip through all this conversation, so I apologize once again. Oh my
should
god.
recognize them from the Academy. These are Jedi who fell when I attacked Dantooine. For all intents and purposes, dead. Except for one difference.
Let's get to see. I had forgotten that after my check notes 20 plus playthroughs of Resident Evil 4. Yeah. This was back in the day when video games had difficulty. Significant difficulty. I also kind of hate that doing that does not actually give me force points at all. Like it doesn't heal me. It didn't work. Okay, that was worth a try. Immunity, I need that. That's very important. Fastness! Run away! Life support back. Heal. Oh, wait. One. on, he suppressed my force powers. Jerk. Force immunity. Okay. Hey! Quit doing that. Rude. Okay. Oh, yeah, the dark side fight at the end of Jedi Academy against Kyle Katarn. Yeah, that's really tough. That's not fun. I mean, it actually is. I mean, it's pretty fun. It's very difficult. Okay. One's already taken care of. Where is he? He's coming right here. Oh, wait a minute. I have an idea. Run fast. He's serious. Run fast. Come on, stop. No. I need to get away faster. I want to try taking a playthrough without doing force heal. Yeah, I don't know if you can. Plasma mine.
Whoever steps on this will get
another plasma mine.
Steps
Run.
On this will get a nasty shock.
Did he really just miss them? Plasma mine.
Whoever steps on this will get a nasty shock.
Mine. Did I drop it or not? No, I didn't. Work. Worth a try. Stand still long enough.
Whoever steps on this will get a nasty shock.
There, okay, good. Okay. Mines.
Whoever steps on this will get a nasty shock. Whoever steps on this will get a nasty shock. Whoever steps...
Ow! Serious? Okay, here we go. Wow. Adhesive. That did not work. Ow, ow. Ow, more ow. Jesus. How is he doing that?
Whoever steps on this will get a nasty shock.
Okay, this is actually working. It's really stupid, but it's working. I mean, yes, basically, yeah, that is the plan. We're just gonna blow him up. How close is he? Nah, he's way too close. I can't. Paper battle still. Now I can probably finish him, honestly. So long as because I got my melee shield up, and probably beat him up. Oh god, maybe I can't. Oh god, maybe I can't. There we go. Okay. Revan, one of the most powerful Jedi in Legends? Yeah. Yeah, by far, also. It's just that, you know, we're fighting him on the Starforge, a dark side nexus. So that's a little rough. Also blows up Malak with mines. Yeah.
I'm the Dark Lord of the Sith.
You're not, actually. You never were, as we've gone over. The power of the light will always be stronger than the dark side.
Still spouting the wisdom of the Jedi, I see. Maybe there is more truth in their code than I ever believed. I cannot help but wonder, Revan.
It's almost a change of heart.
What would have happened had our positions been reversed? What if fate had decreed I would be captured by the Jedi? Could I return to the light as you did? If you had not led me down the dark path in the first place, what destiny would I have found?
Something tells me that you, missing a jaw, would not have fallen in love with Bastila. Just a thought. I'm sorry I started you on this path, but you chose to continue down it.
I suppose you speak the truth. I alone must accept responsibility for my fate. I wanted to be master of the Sith and ruler of the galaxy, but that destiny was not mine, Revan. It might have been yours, perhaps, but never mine. And in the end, as the darkness takes me, I am nothing.
Such is the way of things, the way of the Force. Or rather, Bastila wouldn't have fallen in love with him? Yeah, okay, fair correction. Fair correction. Okay. Finish off our daiquiri and our game. Cheers.
There you are. What?
I swear, I only made a double. It's just a bunch of ice melted. Shaker. There was no way to turn him to the light side. I had to kill him. With mines! Lots and lots of mines!
I don't think
we're not
anyone
going to tell
actually
Karth.
expected that he could be redeemed. I'm surprised you would even think of trying. There's no time to celebrate just yet. I was able to use my battle meditation to allow the Republic to break through the Sith fleet. The capital ships are in bombardment range.
We'll have to get
Let's
out of
go.
here right now before this entire complex comes down around our ears. Everyone else is already on the ship. Let's move.
Started with these three, ends with these three, as it should be. Cool. I mean, especially for like such a limited graphics engine, this is a really cool it's a really cool layout, really cool design. Really like this. I mean, in general, the like multi-spire thing, I really like that. The Rakatan design is really cool, but also the little city spires and such is a nice touch. Yes, the exile, the thing happened to the exile at the end of the Mandalorian Wars. That already happened to her. It's almost like design is more important than graphical fidelity or something. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Crazy.
Everyone pull back. I don't want to lose any ships when that space station goes down. We did it, Vandar. The Sith are routed, and the Starforge destroyed.
But at what cost, Admiral? Where is the Ebon Hawk and her crew?
And like 40 Jedi. But, I mean, we're fine. Don't worry. I'm sure we'll be okay. but also like 40 Jedi, man. There was a big Jedi strike team that you sent in, and then also there was the ones that he had, stasised on the edge of death. Is it literally the same voice as Yoda? It's the same voice actor as Yoda from the Clone Wars. It's not Frank Oz. It's Tom Kane. Who also voices Admiral Yularen, by the way. And the announcer for the Clone Wars, which is just Admiral Yularen. Oh, here we go. I forgot I have to click. Yay! Ending ceremony.
You have defeated Malak, destroyed the Starforge, and broken the spirit of the Sith. For this, I am proud to present you each with the Cross of Glory, the highest honor the Republic can bestow. From Coruscant to the farthest reaches of the Outer Rims, you will be known as the saviors of the Republic.
Here. Yes, you're right. It's closer to the Clone Wars than the original trilogy, yes.
On behalf of the Jedi Council, defenders of the galaxy, and sworn protectors of the Republic, I, too, would like to honor you for your actions. We
Bastila's looking pretty
Jedi
liberated.
now have another
Wait, what?
tale to weave into the grand history of our eternal order.
I mean, it's her old
The
robes.
redemption of Revan, the prodigal knight. Wherever you go, you will be recognized as the saviors of the galaxy, the heroes of our age. But you must remain ever vigilant, for one day you may be called upon yet again to defend the glory of the Republic against the tyranny of the dark side.
Also pretty, yeah, okay.
For this is the destiny of the Jedi.
That smug face is weird, man. But no, yes, first of all, yes, I agree. And, but second of all, God, it's the prettiness of stuff, and talking about graphical fidelity really, really has me disappointed about, Aberon. The fact that the fan upscaling and basically remaster in Unreal Engine 4, just was cease and desisted. So we don't get that. It was because they were doing the remake, presumably. But now the remake is on indefinite pause, so who the hell knows? I really hope the remake comes out. I hope it's good, but who knows? Jesus, WizKid says, honestly, Revan, I get it. The voice, the body, even her face looks pretty good considering the graphical fidelity at the time. Yes, boo. They've indefinitely paused the. Oh God, wait a minute. Hold on. I have to escape these credits. I just realized that the Star Wars theme is playing, and my stream is gonna get taken down. Oh God, I just realized that. Okay, no, we're fine. Anyway, it's super late. We're a half an hour over time, so I'm gonna wrap relatively quickly. And I think what we're gonna do is next week we'll do more of a discussion on this game. We're gonna discuss this game a little bit next week. I just want to do a live stream next week that's not actually playing a game next Monday. We're not going on to KOTOR 2 just yet. That'll be in 2 weeks after we do this. Next week, I want to watch, analyze, and react to a somewhere in between bad and amazing video essay. It kind of alternates between the two, by Noah Caldwell-Gervais on Knights of the Old Republic. I want to watch and discuss the first half of it next week with any of you. Anybody who wants to join in, jump in the Discord. Let me know that you would be interested in doing so, and I will just bring you onto the stream on Discord next week. I'll have the setup for it. We can do a watch together and discuss the thing. Oh, bonk screen? Oh yeah, here you go. That's for Eddie Word. Anyway. It is certainly a video, as WizKid says. Yes, it sure is. He has some, honestly, the thing is, he has some really, really good points, and he has some really, really bad points. And I want to go through them and see what we can come up with, on our own for discussing KOTOR. We're going to stop halfway through, because he does KOTOR 1 and 2 in the same video. So we're going to do the first half, KOTOR 1 section. Excuse me. And then once we finish our KOTOR 2 playthrough, in another, 18 weeks, whatever that is, then I think we'll probably do the same thing, but for the second half video. I think it does work as a good framing device, and it's a good video essay to analyze. So that'll be next week. Then the following week, we're going to be playing KOTOR 2. We're going to start KOTOR 2. We're again going to do pretty much a light side canon playthrough with Mitra Surik, the female Jedi exile, as usual, as the canon dictates and such. 4 months from now, basically. So that's going to be in 2 weeks, and until then, we are going to be continuing playing Dragon Age Inquisition as well on Thursdays. We're currently in the Jaws of Hakkon DLC. We've got another couple of weeks of that one before we get back to a few more minor side quests and then some more major plot stuff and wrap up the main quest. Expect another, month or two for Dragon Age Inquisition, and then we'll move on. Probably to Kingdom Come Deliverance is probably next up for Thursdays. So look forward to that eventually, and look forward to our discussion and then KOTOR 2 on Mondays moving forward. Whiskey says, I'm honestly surprised Dark Side KOTOR 2 isn't canon. Yeah, I could see it being. That would have been way too radical of a thing to do in for Star Wars canon, though, at the time especially. Anyway, stuff to talk about next week. So until then, thank you all so much for joining me. I had a wonderful time playing this amazing game. I hope you had a good time watching. I'll see you next time. Good night.